Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. Today is session number 1. We've already had our character creation stream and two sessions of backstory. So if you want to catch those, go find the VODs. They're all over the place now. So, players, are you ready to start off Tides of Death?
So ready.
So excited.
I'm excited.
Incredibly ready.
Excellent.
Playing with some new people. It's going to be great. Yeah, well, hopefully no one's going to die. I think we have to go out of our way to not let you get attacked.
Yeah. 3 HP, 10 AC wizard, yeah.
And by we, I mean Pokemon Challengers needs to go out of his way to make sure none of us get attacked apart from him.
How much HP does he have? 13?
I don't know. He's the fighter, so that's enough. I think he's only got 9, actually.
12?
Oh, you've got 12. Okay.
That's
I
a
thought
lot.
Sale had 12. Yeah, that's so much.
A lot. It's plenty of
fine.
HP. More than enough for everyone.
Yeah. More than enough to go around.
I feel like Moot can use his 18 int to protect himself, you know?
Yeah, I'm just going to do what Nick does. Just stay in the back and cast spells. Hopefully, Koibu doesn't target me like he targets him.
Yeah. No, I hope he does. He better.
All right.
If you just never get targeted... Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead. Speak your piece.
If Moon's Wizard never gets targeted by anything, Neil, I'm going to be angry. Okay, that's all.
It's
He doesn't
almost
get one
worth
shot
it
by the
not to
whole
target him just to piss you off, Nick. But
I know.
I can't.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
All right, let us start off our session. You guys have been shipwrecked. We talked about it in the other streams, the other sessions.
I did.
So you guys are all going to be waking up here on this beach. I believe it was determined that Sail is the first one to wake up. Sail, wave your hand so everyone knows who Sail is. That's him. Cool, because your name's not on the overlay. The character name is not on the overlay.
Gotcha.
So, you wake up face first in the sand, water lapping at your heels. You are coming to consciousness. You are dehydrated. You're hungry. You're physically exhausted and beaten. You have no spells memorized. You're kind of a lump on the log. Kind of useless. And as you gaze about, you can see a couple other people scattered along the beach. You will recognize a few of them. One of them is the wizard you were traveling with. One of them is the captain that you were traveling with. And one is the first mate you were traveling with. There are also some other figures on the beach. You will see 4 guardsmen of some kind, armed warriors with like what'd you call it? Like padded vests, shin guards, bracers, shield, and a spear each. It's kind of surrounding the wizard on the beach, and one of them is leaning over him and like picking something up off of him. The others are sort of scattered nearby. Here, I will bring you to a map that you may.
Interesting.
view.
Have they seen me?
Yeah, there's
like,
no way they haven't seen you.
But they know I'm awake, basically.
Maybe not. They're all very focused on the wizard right over here. This being the wizard.
They're trying to
This
pick
being
up
you.
off of him?
Yes. It looks like the wizard has bound in his arms, clutched tightly, a spell book. Or a book. You assume it's a spell book. And the one guy that's leaning over him is prying the spell book out of the wizard's hands, which are still, like, clutching it in a death grip.
I'm going to, like, pop myself up and be like, hey, you can't take that. That's not yours.
You go to pop yourself up, and it's a little slower than you expected. It's not quite like, ha! It's more of like, oh, everything hurts. Holy shit. Oh, that's not your... Oh, ugh. The shock of the situation is a little bit intense. And the guards will turn to... At least one of them will come on over to you, see what's going on with you. It's around now that... Who's this guy up here? Archie. Archie will awaken as well. You're at the top end of the beach. You can see your captain, John Winters, is kind of nearest to you, and 2 of your random passengers seem to have survived the shipwreck over here.
John Winters was our captain of the ship.
Yeah.
That we were sailing on? Okay.
Yeah.
I am your captain. Let's not forget it.
For now.
Oh, okay.
For now.
Archie, you wake up to this sight, and as you are waking, and as Sale is letting people know that he's awakening, these guards start to move around to cover you all. What are you gonna do, Archie?
I'm assuming I'm still pretty dizzy, still pretty out of it. I think my first instinct is to look if I can see John anywhere, and I can see him like laying there, like right next to me, or like a little bit over, and can look at him, see if he's okay. Probably barf up some algae, and then look at the guy who's standing over me, and because I'm still like pretty out of it, I'll just like kind of look up at him and like try to crawl back maybe a little bit into the water, get some distance between us.
Yeah, you can crawl back towards the water's edge, and he'll walk. You know, he stays within 8 feet of you, not trying to get up in on your space, but staying close enough that if you were to do something weird, you would have plenty of room, or be close enough to act upon it. John, you and Nilrim are the next to wake up. You start to rouse.
Is the spellbook still in my hand?
No, by the time that I think you were awakened because the guard has jerked it out of your hands and tucked it under his shield arm as he like starts to gently poke you with his staff, not in a threatening way, but in like a trying to wake you up way. Same thing with you, John. The guard comes over and starts poking with his stick, which wakes you.
As the guy pokes me and like my eyes flutter open, Archie, get the goat! Wait. Look around. Feel at the top of my head. Feel my captain's hat is gone. Look up at the guy. Wait a minute. Oh, thank God we're alive. Archie! And I turn to the side and I see Archie sort of also moving to my left. And I look back to the guard before me. It's like, well, you're just going to stand there. You're going to help us up.
The soldiers, guards look at you for a little while, and then reach out the butt of the staff so you can grab on, and they'll help pull you to your feet. But while that's going on, Nilrim, guard that you're looking at, or has dealing with you, he does the exact opposite. He puts the butt of his staff against your shoulder and sort of pushes it into the ground, keeping you pinned, and says, "Oi, where's your registration?"
I must have lost it in the shipwreck, Nilrim says, thinking quick. But that spellbook in my hand.
I didn't know tattoos washed off in the ocean. It's a interesting situation you've got going on here. I think you'd probably best come with us.
Nilrim will try and force his way up, not like threateningly, but assertive.
Sure,
like
the guard will.
Stand.
Yeah, he'll let you stand. But as he does so, like, he's got these short spears. They're not particularly long. They're maybe only like 4.5 feet or so. Great for close quarters combat. And he'll kind of hold the spear near the point of it so he can hold the point kind of near you in a, I've got you and I'm ready to, I'm ready to stab you if you do anything magic-y.
I'll come with you. We'll figure out with the proper authorities. They have my registration. However, that spellbook is worth more than all of your wages for the next 10 years, and it is mine. It is mine to hold. So Nilrim will reach for that.
The guard will turn to keep it away from you.
Okay. It's your job, I
don't think so. You've got to be taken over to the cleric. They'll see what's to do with you. And slowly the guards will get you all shuffled and in a line.
What was the guy called who checked people for their magical abilities again? The
Inquisitor.
Adjudicator? Nilrim being from here, he'll remark, the Inquisitor is not going to be pleased with you turning down one of his men's books. I implore you, one more time.
Pauses this remark, and we'll make an intelligence check here. Which he passes with flying colors and shakes his head at you and goes, "Every Inquisitor's man is marked on both his hands with the holy symbol of a stare. You, sir, are a wizard, unregistered, and a liar." We'll see what the cleric
see.
has to say. And they will kind of put you in a line and march you down the beach. You guys can...
Wait, hang on, sorry, no.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We get marched away, I turn around to look at the sea, hoping to see maybe all of my chests of gold floating in the sea just near off the shore, but instead I find no gold, but I do see my captain's hat floating just, 10, 20 yards into the water.
It's very convenient.
So I say to the guy, I implore you, sir, just allow me to gather my hat before you march us off to your, or wherever you're taking us. And I roll my fucking dung, my pants or whatever, and wade off into the sea to try and like get my hat back. I grab it, I like sort of shake it to get the salt water out, push my hair back, like put the hat back on. Right, okay. And I wade back over to the guy and say, so, where is this? Is this the Dardanelles?
Aye. You have landed on Flotsam Island.
Landed is a very strong word, but I'll take it in this case, I suppose. That's my friend. That's my first mate over there. These two? Well, I don't really know who they are. If you got problems with that wizard, I mean, it's not my problem. You can have him. I was only meant to be bringing him here anyway.
Well, we're going to take all 4 of you to the cleric, see what he has to say about it, whether you're working together or not.
I'll like chime in and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry for shouting. I thought you guys were thieves. I had sand in my eyes. My bad. I don't know that wizard."
He doesn't know him. We don't know him. You really need to speak to us?
I think we do.
Norman give him a smirk. What do you mean, guys? We've been traveling for weeks together. Come on, just don't leave me. We're just gonna have a conversation with them.
Right, yeah, of course.
I've never seen this man in my life. I don't know you guys.
We have been traveling for a while together, so I would know your name, right?
You would know my name, yeah. I'm the
Okay,
captain.
I would, let's say Captain Winters. The men just want to have a word. It's no big deal.
Shut up, wizard. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, I know who you are. I don't say this out loud. I know who he is because I remember the one wizard that was on the ship, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I come over to the group, put a hand on Nilram's shoulder and say, I'm just joking with you, buddy. Glad that you're alive.
Give you a nod, even though I know you're bullshitting me.
They will put you in a line and march you down the beach. The weather above you is stormy. Kind of that gently overcast clouds. Wind is at a gentle breeze. The tides or currents are moving sort of up coast from where you are now. And you guys will get marched into a camp of some sort down the beach quite a ways, maybe 2 hours down the hour and a half down the beach. The guards don't have any water with them, but you do cross a narrow creek that exits a lagoon. And some of the water here is a little brackish, probably not great for drinking, but the guards will help you find one of the nearby tributaries that comes from some runoff that is drinkable. Let you guys stop and get some water in you because you've been, out at sea for a while. And then bring you to this encampment. You will march on in. There are maybe 20 visible soldiers or guards around here, half a dozen laborers, a bunch of tents, and you will be brought into what appears to be a mess hall of some kind. Just some open tables set out. There's a cooking station nearby that seems to be abandoned, and the 4 guards will leave you here with 2 of them, with 3 of them, while one of them goes just across the little walkway in between all these tents and starts talking to someone in the next tent over. You can catch this amount of conversation. The guard will hand a spell book to what appears to be a cleric that you can see between the slits of the tent and explains about how they found the 4 of you washed up near some other detritus from the sea. And that at first no one seemed to know who the wizard was, but then everyone later admitted to traveling with him, and that it was an unmarked, unregistered wizard carrying this spell book. And the guard will put the spell book down on a table. Please. The cleric will ask if you guys are smugglers, pirates, or innocents. And I get a charisma check from everyone in the party right now for how your conversation has affected the guards thus far. 1, 2, 3. One more check here. 4. Oh, these are pretty good. So the guard says, well, with the exception of the wizard, I think most of them are innocents. But that one, I think we might have to keep
I passed
him.
my charisma check, but yeah.
You did pass your charisma check,
Okay,
yes.
just making sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Is the guard saying this in front of us all?
Yeah, he's like 15 feet away in another tent. He's saying it to the cleric, but you guys can overhear it from your spot in the mess hall.
I take a step forward and interrupt. With all due respect, sirs. I don't know what rules and customs you have here in these lovely islands, but our wizard friend here, as you can tell by our method of arrival, we didn't plan to stop here. It seems unfortunate the man should be condemned to prison or whatever dastardly things you have in store for him, just for being the victim of a shipwreck. Surely we can gather our things and be on our way and take ourselves away from these lovely islands
Which
with all of our possessions intact.
Which island were we making our actual way for, Koibu?
You were going to be stopping off at I actually don't think I've named that island yet. At Island which is not this
Okay.
one.
I will I guess before Winters does his quick speech, I will remind him, Mr. John Winters, I don't mean to pull this on you, but I commissioned you to take me to Island and I do think that I am still your humble passenger until that is completed. Just because we shipwrecked and are marooned doesn't mean that you can abandon me. Noble
fine.
captain like yourself wouldn't do that, correct?
No, that's fine. You can stay, but don't think you're getting out to paying the second half of your fare.
Never.
The cleric looks over the four of you, turns to the guards and said, hold them until afternoon prayers are done, and dismisses the guard back to you. As he leaves, another soldier comes up and seems to set a stick and a piece of paper down on the table, saying, the father didn't find anything after all. And the cleric responds to him, well, it's been at least 2,400 years. I'm sure the sign has eroded by now. It's likely the cache is empty anyways, but orders are orders. May Astaire bless you. Come, follow me to more afternoon prayers, and we shall find guidance together. And two of the guards will stay with you in the mess hall while the other two guards go off to either find some restraints or maybe go to morning prayer, afternoon prayers or something. And you'll see your spell book is left on the table in the next tent over. And two guards will stay with you. And the mess hall that you're in right now is a tent. It opens on one side. All the other corners of the tent and edges of the tent are nailed down or staked in so that the tent won't blow away or anything, and no air will blow in, muss things up. The two guards will hang out at the front and just kind of stand next to each other, making small talk, keeping an eye on you while you guys sit in prison.
They're standing at the entrance, so we're kind of in the room.
Yeah, they've pushed you back into the mess hall, and they give every time you like come towards the front. If they see you, they give you a look like you're supposed to stay inside.
No,
you're not tied up. They're not being too aggressive, but you can overhear them talking about, the likelihood that this wizard is going to be going to jail and then have to be shipped to the central islands, and it appears that this wizard's in a bit of trouble.
I shuffle over to Nilarim. I whisper to him, hey, you're from around here, right? What are they going to do with us?
Well, they're going to take us to the head cleric of Astaire, and we're probably going to be put to death for piracy. Me for being a wizard and being, yeah.
I'm no pirate.
Well,
okay.
Your eye patch says otherwise.
You got a dagger in there or anything? I say, like, looking at your robes.
Nero will feel around. He does have, somehow miraculously, Cassie's dagger still on him.
I think we decided that you just had your spell book, right? That you had to... Didn't we?
Oh, you gave me a dagger, I thought, but if you want, that can be gone.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay,
You just
cool.
got your
That's
spell
gone.
book. No weapons for the whole party.
Cool.
Except these.
Okay, that shit's gone.
Are there any like unattended weapons or anything? Like it's a mess hall. Did someone leave a spear or anything?
Yeah, you can go over to the little cooking area and you will find 2 large kitchen knives.
All right,
Much a dagger.
I'll kind of quietly indicate towards the crew. It's like I don't know about you guys, but I want to get out of here. I'll say I'll try to like cause a distraction. You guys get the knives, and maybe we'll catch these guys off guard and get out of here. What do you think?
Yeah, the knives are
Say your
actually
name once again?
just sitting in reach right now. The guards are at the front of the tent. The mess hall is like well within the tent. You could probably pick these up without the guards noticing, as long as you waited for the right moment when they weren't looking into the tent.
Yeah. My name is Sale. Not that it
Sale.
matters because we just need to get out of here.
All right,
This is
Sale.
a tent. What do I think the odds that I can just like pick up a side of the tent and just like
They're
walk out
staked
is?
down nice and hard so that the wind doesn't blow shit around. You could cut through the tent pretty easily. You could rip up one of the sides, but it would be noticeable. It wouldn't be such a quick
wouldn't be a quick
action.
thing? Okay.
All right, Sale. You gonna distract them? We grab the item. They grab the knives.
Yeah, I'll pretend to be sick or something, and then while I'm talking to them, you guys can, do what you need to do and get me out of here with you.
Archie, you don't need a knife, right?
I got all I need right here.
Wizard, you need a knife?
Probably not going to be best in this fight. It's only 2 guards. I think you 3 can handle them while I grab the spellbook.
I'll take both to begin with then. So, I wait for Sale to make a move.
What's your move, Sale? How are you going to distract him?
So they're like standing outside the tent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like walk out. I'm kind of like groaning and being like, "Hey, man, I don't feel so good." I'm like kind of hunched over and holding my stomach, and I'm like, "I think I swallowed too much seawater."
Oh, that'll do it. A lot of seawater in your belly will make you sick for a while.
And I kind of like stumble out of the tent and fall on the ground to try and make them face away from the entrance. I'm like, "Hey, could you help
Yeah,
me?"
one of them will try and like catch you before you stumble all the way out of the tent. Why don't you give me a strength check to see if you can push past the guard? You get a 34, which is way better than the guard's 22. You stumble and the guard tries to catch you, but you end up pushing him past him, plopping on the ground.
Can I,
They
like-
both turn to you and go, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Turning their backs to the rest of the party.
All right. I quickly grab the knives and like shove them down the sides of my pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to quickly like run up to the front of the tent. Hey, is he all right? He still owes me money. And I come up like behind the 2 guards as they're presumably looking over his body. And
You're going to try to cover?
I'm just gonna try and just kill him, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Holy
like the new
shit.
covering mechanic. I didn't know.
Oh, no, I think I'm gonna just backstab him.
All right, well, you can come
mean,
up to
I'm
one of these guards.
Well, I've got 2 knives and I'm ambidextrous.
Mm-hmm.
So can I not
You can
backstab
make-
both one with each knife?
You can backstab. Oh, you mean both different guards at the same time?
Yeah.
Can you get double backstab in 1 round?
I mean,
You're not
it wouldn't
normally
usually happen
permitted
like this.
double backstab in the same round, but you are going after 2 different targets. But I think to
Yeah.
do double backstab, you'd have to make the attacks simultaneously. So I'm going to require some sort of like penalty to hit for the awkwardness of trying to land 2 attacks on different targets at the same time.
What are we
or-
talking here?
Like -2 or -1?
-2, yeah. Or you can try and just stab 1 guard at no penalties at all.
What are they wearing?
They're wearing sort of like a padded armor vest, which doesn't really cover the arms or the legs very well because it's hot here on these islands. If you wear full armor, you're just gonna like die from heat exhaustion or collapse or whatever. So just vests of padded armor with shin guards, bracers, and a leather pleated skirt and shields. So their
do you
AC
think,
from
12
the
AC?
guard's armor is 2. Yeah. And so
So from
from
behind should be 0?
mean, I would say
backstabbing
it's
from behind
surprised.
undetected is +4 to hit. So
Okay.
+4 to hit against AC
All right.
12.
And I'm taking a -2, so it's +2, right?
Right. Then you're
I'm
gonna do
going
them
for it
both at
now.
the same time.
I'm doing them both at the same time and doing these guys.
Fucking madman, you. All right.
Archie's got my back, it's okay.
Well,
right.
before, so the two guards are like outside the tent somewhere, right? You're running up to the two guards while Sail's like pitched out in front of them. Where are the other two of you just before we get going? And I know there's not like a map for this area since you're not going to be here long enough.
Nilrim is planning on, as soon as he deals with the guards, going into his spell book.
Okay. So you're just
he's
kind of like
getting ready
hanging
to
out
run.
in the mess hall somewhere.
Yeah.
And Archie,
I
you're
think-
just
I
also
think-
hanging out nearby.
I think Archie would stay pretty close to John.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well
All right.
done.
Okay. Guy on the left, then the guy on the right, yeah?
Sure, this is the one on the left.
22.
Is a hit natural 19. 22 clears by 4 or 5, so it is a critical hit. And
How does that, hang on. That clears by more than 5, surely. No?
yeah, but we're just using the regular
Yeah,
critical
so the crits,
rules.
yeah.
Just a single crit. Yeah,
Um,
they're only single
So
crits
it's
now.
3d3? 3d4?
Yeah, this is like a 9-inch kitchen knife. I think it's a D4 weapon.
Okay.
Your crit adds an extra damage die, and your backstab adds an extra damage die, so 3d4.
10 damage.
10 damage. You stab him in the back. This guy actually has a ton of HP. He rolled really
Oh
fucking
my
well.
god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's alive. He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah. And the
Holy
other
shit.
person?
23.
Oh my
Let's
god,
go.
Nicholas.
Yes. This is
Same
the game
roll.
deal.
This is it.
This is the one. Okay, only
All right.
8 for him.
That one goes down instantly.
Nice.
Yeah. So one
How
guard
did we
pitches
roll
out.
the mountain as a guard?
One guy pitches down
Dumb
dead.
dude.
The other guy stumbles forward, dagger in the back of the neck, and it is time for our first round of initiative, our first round of combat. So, everyone, tell me what you're doing.
What is movement? +3?
Yeah, if you're just running, you would roll initiative at +3. If you're doing anything else, it'll be based on your actions. So this is our first round of initiative. Let's find out what everyone is doing. Nick is rolling for initiative with main gouge. All right, you're gonna make dagger
With
attacks.
the dagger. With dagger.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing.
That's fine. Nilrim, you are running into the next tent over.
Yeah, I'm grabbing my spellbook and whatever else I see.
And what about you, Archie?
What do I have to roll?
Well, it depends on what you're doing.
Okay, I think I would notice that the one guy that John stabbed, like, didn't go down, and I would run towards him to make sure I get to attack him before he gets to respond.
Excellent. So you're going to roll a D10 +2 because your... Are punches speed 2? Let me see what speed unarmed attacks are. I think they are... Actually, I think they're the speed of the person doing them, so they're speed 3. So a D10 +3 for a punch. Right. You will roll in at 7. And what about you, Sail? You are face first on the ground. You can hear the slumping of one body next to you and another body going down on a knee with a "Ugh!"
I'm probably like gonna roll to the side towards the guy who fell down to see if I can grab his weapon.
Excellent. And so you're gonna like try and take his weapon and do some shit.
Probably just like take his weapon and see what's going on. I like be ready for the next
Okay.
sort of thing I need to do.
Yeah. So roll me a D10 +6 then. 6 is the spear speed. That will get you a spear, and then you can make your decision from there. Wow.
Nice. Low is better in this scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, low is good.
Yeah,
Low is
yeah,
good.
finished
Low is
it,
good.
yeah.
And the guard will roll initiative with their spear and roll terribly.
This guy's in big trouble.
All right, John Winters, you're up first. Backstabs have gone off. One guard dead or bleeding to death, the other one alive.
Am I assuming that he has turned around by now?
No, you won
not?
initiative, so he's still...
Still backstabbing.
You cannot make a backstab attack because he's aware of you, but you can get the
No, but
+2
it's
for
still-
back attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, he's dropped down to his knees, so it's another +1 on top of that, which is gonna be enough. Do you have
So-
+3 to damage?
No, it's to hit.
Oh, that's to hit. Okay, sorry. My
It's 2
misunderstanding.
attacks, right? 2 daggers.
Yeah. One
So
hit.
first one hits, second one misses, yeah. Is that a crit? No, it's not, right?
No.
So just 2 damage.
2 damage to the guard.
Yeah, he's still alive. God damn.
Still alive, yeah. Nilrim,
I'm gonna hold my action to move until he's dealt with.
Okay. Archie. You have rolled over.
Yes.
Not Archie.
I rolled
Sail
over.
rolls over. Sorry.
Sorry.
Archie, you are next to the captain. Yes.
Yeah. So I rolled to attack, right? So I'm gonna just punch the guard, right?
Yep. So on your character sheet, that's the one. 8 is a miss. The guard manages to roll to the side and avoid your first blow. However, you can make 2 attacks.
I can make another one, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I'll punch him again.
Whoosh.
Oh no.
We're letting
Wait,
everyone-
wait, wait. Oh god, no.
No.
Sail, you've got to kill him, Sail.
Sail.
Quick, before he calls for his friends.
You can roll to the side, Sail, and grab the short spear of the dead guard without any problems. The living guard is now like on the ground, rolling away from the captain and from Archie. What are you gonna do, Sail?
With spear in my hand, I'm gonna like quickly try to step over him and deliver a coup de grace, like
All
try
right.
to finish him on the ground.
He is on the ground, so it is +4 to hit. Roll me a d20 +4.
What do you mean to roll high?
Ooh, he
+1
brings
because
the.
he's on the ground?
No, +4 because he's on the
Already
ground.
gave him
Yeah.
Yeah. He brings his wicker shield between your spear point and him, catches it, deflects it to the side, and starts to shout, "Help! Help!" And he will spend his turn being in a defensive position. Nilrum, you were holding your action until this combat
yeah,
resolved.
if I see that they're all like surrounding him, which it sounds like they have, and
Yeah, he's
I'm
pretty
gonna
surrounded
run
right
past and
now.
grab my shit then.
Yeah, you make it across the little walkway into the next room over, and you can see that what is sitting on this table isn't just your spell book. There is also this ancient piece of parchment resting here with writing on it in the common tongue, as well as what you would clearly recognize as a magic wand sitting on the table.
Yeah, I'm grabbing it all, Koibu.
Okay. You don't have any bags, so you can just grab them and shove it under your arm, fold or
Spellbook
stick that
under the
piece of paper
arm,
in the book.
Paper in the robe, or in the spellbook under the arm, wand in hand.
Okay. And then what? It takes a moment to grab that stuff.
I'm gonna try to cast the wand on the guy.
Fireball! Game over.
How bad could it be?
This is a terrible idea.
All right.
You know what? My
raise the
18
wand,
inch-
you flick your wrist, and nothing happens.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm like, all right, nothing happens. Okay, let's. I'll regroup with the party and say, I got the stuff. Let's get out of here before the other guards come.
All right.
I-
And next round initiative. Our guard is just taking defensive actions, so you guys can roll to see who acts first. John Winters with
Let's roll a
9
10, right?
initiative. D10 plus whatever speed associated with your action. If you're making attacks, same as before.
Nice.
God damn it.
Good.
Wait, no,
That's
that's
good.
good.
That's
good.
real
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
You've rolled some low dice so far, though, yeah.
Yeah.
A 1, a 2, and a 3 on your first 3 rolls.
What speed is the spear? Sorry.
6.
6.
Gotcha.
Nice. You go at 6. Guardian doesn't go. Nilrum, you're just running, right?
I'm gonna wait for the party and then we're gonna get out of here. Yeah.
Okay. Archie, you are up first.
So I kind of still plan on taking out this guard because I don't like that he's still alive, and I'm also Archie's feeling a little bit bad that he missed his punches, so he's a little bit motivated here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any sort of advantage associated to kicking someone versus punching someone if they're on the ground?
Kicking does D6 damage instead of D4. But other than that, I don't think so. We can sort of.
Okay, but my punch
Yeah.
my punches do way more damage anyway, right?
Your punches do slightly. No, your kicks do ever so slightly more damage, like a half point more damage. but your punches are at a better roll to hit because you are used to fisting things.
Makes sense. Okay, so I'll punch him.
12 is not going to do
+4, you
it.
hit.
Shield
Wait,
is
he's got
in
a
the way.
+4, right?
Oh, right.
'Cause
A
he's on the
4 for
ground?
being because the guard is prone. Okay, but that means he'll get his full AC. That's still going to hit. Yep.
Yeah.
You will score a hit. Roll me some damage with your punch. The
That
damn
is,
button, please.
Wait, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
There you go. 4 damage will do it. You'll crack the guard across the face, and he will fall unconscious. Now, normally, for most characters, trying to punch someone who has a weapon would provoke an attack of opportunity. But you are a brawling specialist, a martial arts specialist, so you can avoid the attack of opportunity from this and just crack him across the face. The guard goes limp in the dirt and the sand. And the party...
I quickly. He's just punched this guy out, so I'm gonna cut his throat, make sure he's dead, and I'm gonna loot both of them for coins.
Neither of them have a coin purse on them.
I am
Mr. Winters, Captain, I think we better be leaving now.
All right. Yes, my wizard friend. Let's go, Archie. Come on, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
I quickly check. Is there any like the helmets or anything I could grab? Could I grab their shields like real quick?
Yes, you can grab shields, you can grab short spears.
They have a dagger on them?
They have... Let me open their character sheets. Nope, they just have their shield, their armor, and their short spears and their clothes. No other supplies of any kind. No daggers, no sidearms.
All right, I'll grab a shield as well. And is there any like, is there like a bag of grain or anything near the mess hall or anything I could grab food-wise?
There's a bag of potatoes. Uncooked potatoes.
I will haul that bag of potatoes onto my back.
Oh, a sack
smart.
of potatoes is quite heavy. But let's see, what is your strength here? Oh yeah, you can carry a 30-pound bag of potatoes without being encumbered. No problem.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to add bag of potatoes to your character sheet. There you go. And the party takes off. Same direction you came from? Or you want to go into the unknown through the middle of camp?
No, we don't want to go into the camp. I think we want to leave the camp as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
But you
whatever
don't know
the
what's in there.
quickest-
There could be more treasure.
Yeah, I don't know if we're in treasure.
We're not in
hunting
treasure
mode
looking
right now.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. You guys bust out of the camp and head back that same direction you came. As you do so, you can hear the shouts and cries coming from camp as that first guard crying for help seems to have alerted someone who is now shouting like, "There's been a murder!" And you guys can book it up the beach.
You murders, you dumb fuck.
Can only book it
I
so
say
far though
my
because you are
breath.
still pretty tired. You did get a chance to like rest on your walk over here-ish, and you got some water, and you got to hang out in that campsite for a little while. So you're a little bit more refreshed than when you first showed up.
I'm gonna try and read the parchment as we're running.
Yes. You can
think-
see...
Okay.
Go ahead, Nick. I got to open some documents.
Well, I was going to. I think we need to have a conversation once we take a stop to rest. But if he's reading the parchment while we're running, then I suppose you can answer that before.
Yeah. The parchment is delicate. So when you open up the book and like go to read the parchment, like parts of it on the side are cracking and like falling to
I'll-
pieces.
Close it and I'll wait until
Okay.
we're in a suitable location for it.
Yeah.
So,
So you-
after we've, I mean, can we run into the? Are we running into like trees, like woodland, or?
Yeah, let's
we
run
just-
into, like, the
let's talk
forest, it
about
looks like.
the terrain here. This island is sort of jungly, at least in this section. The coasts are very sandy. The inland is quite overgrown. You can't really see more than 100 feet through the jungle in any particular way. For all you know, 100 feet from you could be a mountain, could be a new ocean, could be a bottomless pit, could be a house. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Hydra. Yeah, so I don't think we go too far then. I mean, far enough to get away from the shouts of the camp and enough into the trees so that we're maybe more than 100 feet from the entrance of the jungle so that they wouldn't be able to see us
Yeah.
if they were on the outside of it. But I think pretty quickly come to a stop and like take stock of the situation that we're in here. So I think John will stop running to catch his breath and like turn around to Archie and say, Archie, how the fuck did this happen? We'd made it. This was it. Oh my, can't believe it. Gods be damned, this fucking storm. I bet it was that wizard. Did you do this? Did you summon that storm?
No. Now, quiet down. I'm reading. There's an interesting piece of parchment in there. I'll read it out to them, I guess.
I will link it to you, and then you can read it to whoever you want, or keep it for yourself, or however you want to handle it.
You know, this is my captain. He's got my best interest in mind.
True.
Then just read this normally. Two-player
Yeah,
MrMouton.
What are you reading there, wizard? What is that? Where'd you get that?
I don't have it yet. Hold on.
It is it's in Roll20. It is entitled Mysterious Note.
Oh, I see it now. My dearest Leomund, it is with a heavy heart I must write my final farewell. My time is coming soon to an end, and the time to tidy my affairs has arrived. After so many long years as my assistant, it is only proper that the old laboratory and all that within goes to you. Please use the space to train your apprentices as I've trained you. May you enjoy the sound of the night market blowing in on the wind for many more years. Should the need ever arise, a cache of revealing scrolls has been buried at the mountain seen from the main entrance. I have marked the stone with my hidden sigil beneath an overhang. Bring detection. Let my last lesson to you be yet another from the tales of the prudent wizard. The prudent wizard always creates a backup key to power and hides them for safekeeping. Common words can be forgotten. Keys can be lost. Spellbooks can be stolen. A prudent wizard would also hide a copy of the reveal spell. Should they die with their book and be unable to pass it on to their successor, my time nears its end, and there are many such letters to write. You already know everything else I would say, so all I shall say is farewell. Arc Ferris.
I'm gonna lean over to John and I'll be like, there is no way he can read that fast. He's making all this up on the fly. I don't trust him.
These wizards tend to be smart, but maybe you're right. Can I take a look at that? What?
Can you even read?
What? Yes, of course I can read. I'm a captain. Hand me that. I think twice about grabbing it, seeing how it's like.
I
flaking
will-
apart in his hands.
Yeah, it's
very
super
fragile.
flaky and everything. I'll show it to you in my book.
Okay.
I'll show it like that.
Can I also make an attempt to read, even though I can't read?
If you are
Just
illiterate,
like look over your shoulder.
yeah,
You
roll
can
me
stand over
roll me a 20 on a d10, and you can read the book.
Okay, you can't read. Got it.
Yeah.
I glance over it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Archie, it's what he said. Hand it back to him. Or, let you take it back
Yeah.
into the book. But, before you get any ideas, what? Sorry. I can't keep calling you wizard. What did you say your name was? I forget. There was a lot of passengers.
A lot of passengers on the ship. None as spectacular as I am, though. It is the mighty Nilrem, dimensional wizard at your service.
Good to make your acquaintance once again. It seems the gods saw fit to have me survive with you, so there must be a reason for it. And I offer a hand, shake your hand.
I'll shake your hand as well.
This is my first mate, Archie.
I'll
And,
shake his hand. I'll go to shake his hand.
Archie
This
will
is
just
Sail.
Archie will just cross his arms and nod.
I like.
I'll
pop
have my
a
hand out
potato
there,
of
and I'll
the
go
bag.
okay, and then I'll put my hand out to sail.
I like pop a potato out of the bag and do a sweeping motion, like it's a hat, with sail at your service, and then hand him a potato.
Okay, I guess you guys aren't big on handshakes.
Well, now that we're all good friends, what the hell are we gonna do?
It is at this point
Well-
that you can hear the crashing of people searching the jungle. You can't see them yet because you're positioned in a nicely hidden spot, but you can hear the people moving through the jungle, breaking past branches, stabbing at hidden spots, scouring it for the escapees.
How many people does it sound like?
Oh, there's no
Wow.
way to tell. More than 5. Somewhere between 5 and 1,000.
Okay.
Well, it is my recommendation, Captain, he says with a hint of disdain or sarcasm.
I ignore it.
That we head on over to the mountain. It seems like I can use this wizard spell and get us in at least somewhere safe. Maybe some magical items will be waiting there for us. Who knows?
Do you have Do you understand all the stuff in the note?
Yeah.
Okay, I look to the mountain.
Nilrim, the 18-8 wizard, would be able to pick apart that note
He'll work it out.
so quickly. Yeah.
I look to the mountain, Neil. Is the mountain away from the people chasing us?
Let's see. From your position on the island, you can see a mountain in the direction of the camp. That it's on like the other side of the camp. Like the camp is at the base of the mountain.
Are we able to go around?
Well, one side is ocean, the other side is jungle. You might be able to circle through the jungle to get to the area.
Any of
Well,
you been here? Well, we haven't got much choice, I suppose.
The jungle's
Walk
better
carefully.
than them.
I've never
Jungle's
been in here
dangerous.
before. The jungle's dangerous, but so are those people chasing us. I don't know you guys, but I gotta trust my life to you.
Oh,
the
at
best
least if we
we've
get
got here.
lost, we've got some potatoes.
Well, listen, I thought we're criminals on the run and we need food, okay?
No, I'm serious. It was good thinking.
Nothing
Nilrim
like
will play around with
uncooked
his
potatoes.
wand. What does this blasted thing do? Can I do... It's going to be like a stretch, I guess, but maybe like an arcanology check to see if I've...
Give me an arcanology check. That will.
You want spellcraft or arcanology?
I want arcanology.
Okay, this is my good stat.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That is a natural
That
one
is a
on your
natural
arcanology
one.
check.
Yeah, I got no idea what this shit does.
It's a fucking wand. You're still
Good.
foggy from all the events that have happened. You're
Might
not
be
at
a stick.
peak performance. Yeah. All right.
Could I maybe whisper the name of my god very quietly so no one can hear it? See if I could get advice from him on like maybe what the wand is or what we should
Yeah.
do?
Totally, yeah. You call upon your patron, your god. You know that using their name will call them to pay attention to whatever is happening in the moment. But there is no reply, there is no voice, there is no communication. You are on your own.
All right, let's go.
The sounds of
Shuffle on.
crashing
We're going through the
gets
jungle.
closer.
We should move quickly.
Yeah, we
Racing
run.
points. Let's go.
You leave the beach, go through the jungle, make it another like 60 feet or so until you can start to see through the jungle on the other side of this like narrow, what appears to be like 160 foot wide section of jungle maybe, is a huge lagoon that stretches for like at least half a mile across and runs maybe 15 miles up and down the shore. From this point, you can kind of get a better idea of the area that you're in. Apparently, you are in a strip of jungle between the beach and this massive lagoon. Beyond the lagoon is more jungle, another mountain, different mountain than the one that you saw before. Up the beach on the like lagoon side, if you were to go up, it stretches for maybe, beyond the horizon, essentially. And then down the island to the direction of the camp where the lagoon is, there's some jungle, and then the lagoon kind of actually ends at the base of the mountain. So if I'm going to give you guys a quick little doodle on roll 20. just
So
to
we
try and
could
make a little
go
sense of
around
that.
the lagoon, but we'd have to go on the beach.
So there's like some coastline over here, and then there's this like big ass lagoon over here. There's a mountain. This weird thing with the lines coming off of it is definitely a mountain, totally. And there's like another mountain over here as well. Yeah. And then the stuff coming up in green. Oh, we should show people this. Yeah, great doodles. Actually, you know what? We're going to stop this. Nick, Mutin, I was going to slow roll you on this one, but I think it's just more practical to not slow you at this point. Behind the piece of paper that you picked up was also a map of the island.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to make you, since you didn't like look through, since you've just been looking in the book, I was going to see how
Yeah.
long it took you to find it, but this makes more sense.
Yeah, Nilrim would. Yeah, you're right. True.
Oh, okay.
And we know that we're probably at the top side. is my
Bottom
guess.
side. The mountain that
Oh, the
you guys
bottom
were
side.
looking at is the bottom mountain.
I remember there's a mountain to the top as well.
Yeah, there appears to be a mountain at the bottom, a mountain on the side near the town, and a mountain near the top.
Got it.
I'm unsure on which side of this we're on, though. We're on the Flotsam Island side, right?
Yeah, I
As
think we're in
opposed to the
bottom.
Port Ferris side.
Based
That's what I
on
figured.
yeah. There's no lagoon on the other side, or at least none that
Okay,
would
so-
match this description.
Wait, is that not the lagoon in the middle of the map? The big.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lagoon is in the middle of the map.
So we're on the top side.
You're on
Well,
the top left
flat-
side. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And the camp is where?
The camp is
Is that the
near the
north
base
tip?
of the mountains on the bottom left, kind of at the bottom of the lagoon.
All right. Well, can we not just keep walking through this strip of jungle and along the edge of the lagoon?
You can absolutely, and you'll go maybe for 2 minutes, and then you hear the
Well-
crashing of the guards coming up from the camp. It appears they've stretched out through this section of jungle and are marching up with, at least probably 1 or 2 people that can see through the lagoon, probably 1 or 2 people that can see along the coastline, and then some number of people in the actual jungle with weapons, stabbing and looking and searching.
Captain, are we sure that this is the correct mountain? It seems like if it was, they would have already deciphered this note and already had all the stores. Maybe it is the mountain to the. I'll point.
You read it, and it talks about magic and preparations. They probably don't have all the things they need.
Well, it seems like
I
it's-
heard one of the guards mention something about a rune fading when we were back in camp. So I think did you say the note had a rune on it or something?
talks about a hidden sigil beneath an overhang.
This is all well and
Maybe-
good, but our primary objective right now is to escape, not to do some archaeology or excavations or whatever the hell this is.
Well,
So-
then let's turn around.
I'm a bit
Do you wanna
confused
fight?
now. Are the guards coming from all directions?
No. The guards are coming up from the south side of the map, from the camp, up that strip of land.
Where is is the camp Port Ferris, or is the camp
No,
this?
the camp is next to the mountain on the south left.
The camp's just
Yeah.
at the mountain. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
don't
are they
see it on
not coming on? Are they not walking through the strip of jungle on our side
gonna-
of the lagoon?
Yes, that's what I'm saying they are doing.
Yeah, so I'm saying, can we not just keep going in the opposite direction?
Yes, you can go in the opposite
like an arrow.
direction. Totally.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I think I must have
Yeah.
misunderstood. So here is maybe a better way of mapping it. You guys are like here. There's
Yeah.
a camp right here.
Yeah, and I'm saying we keep going this way.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go
yes,
this
yes,
way.
yes. Sorry, I thought you wanted to go this way, Nick, and I was like, you can,
No.
but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Here we go. So, up the coastline, the party will go. And as you move away from the guards who are taking their time to search the area so they actually find you, you can make some distance pretty quickly. And we're going to take a quick moment before our first break to check in with some of our characters here and see what's going on. So, MrMouton, Nilram, how did you feel about being, captured and threatened with registration and being hauled off to Central Islands?
Nilram was scared for his life. He didn't show it because he was trying to keep a cool head, but he would rather die than be someone else's servant, captured, their slave. So yeah, Nilram was incredibly fearful.
Let's go over to Sail. You have sort of like your own personal side quest that you've been assigned in your prequel session. Who were those people? Who was that camp full of? Do you know? Do you have an idea?
I have no idea. However, I heard a reference to a cleric, and so I assumed that it would be something to do with a stair.
Mm-hmm. Is
I
Astaire your
feel
friend?
like- No, not even slightly, which is why I was more than happy to cut the distraction and kill those guards. But I actually don't know because I'm relatively new in these here parts with regards to disrupting a stair. There could have been any deity here. This is like a God knows anywhere island. I do feel a bit silly because I was like told to look after these like 3 guys by my dark passenger, and I forgot to properly introduce myself. I just like, I know these guys. This is fine.
I think there'll be plenty of time to get to know them going forward. Captain John, it appears that people are sort of following your orders already, and that do you feel comfortable with this situation? I can't hear a word you're saying, but
Sorry. Yeah, well, it's nice that they're listening to my orders. I mean, that helps. Don't have to assert my authority, but I'm not happy at all. I'm extremely annoyed that the rest of the crew, at least they're all dead now, let the ship sink. It wasn't my fault, at least, of course. Someone must have fucked up. The ship sunk. All my gold is now sitting at the bottom of the ocean. Some of that was Nilrum's gold that he paid me
How much gold
fairly.
was that?
A lot. I mean, how much did you pay? Probably to go to the Dardanelles or Solon, right? What, 20 gold, 30 gold per passenger, something like that?
Yeah.
It's probably a lot of gold. Yeah. So my easy future's gone up in smoke. At least Archie's still here. My best friend, my first mate. That's keeping me going. But, John is a man of chaos and adventure and action, so he runs with the punches. He sees how it goes, We're in a bit of a situation. We'll get out of it.
And tell me, why did you kill those guards, especially the one that was already knocked unconscious, rather than just, incapacitating them?
So he couldn't talk, I guess. Not that really necessarily helps me, but I think maybe I was just annoyed at being... Well, actually, no. I was annoyed that he survived me backstabbing him. And then stabbing him again. It's like this guy's like, Goliath or something, like he's invincible. So he had it coming.
And Archie, you managed to beat one of these people to unconsciousness, and then your captain just comes along and murders him. Is that cool with you? Are you comfortable with this amount of bloodshed?
My captain thinks that that's what's necessary, then I don't have a problem with it.
What about these random fools that you picked up? What do you think of them so far?
The cleric guy seems okay. I kind of liked his thinking of picking up the potatoes. I think he's got some goodwill with me for that. The wizard guy, I think I'm generally distrustful. Distrustful of magic users, and like his literacy kind of intimidates me. So he's just not the kind of person that I'm used to being around. So I'm like naturally pretty distrustful. But I also see that John, if not trusts him, at least sees some sort of value in keeping him around. So, I feel okay with him being in the party.
It'll take some time to warm up to him, it sounds like.
For sure.
Okay. Well, while our party heads up the coast in search of answers and an escape from whoever these authority figures are, we will take our first break. And when we come back on the other side of our break, we will adventure a little bit more today. So, see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Our party has escaped the clutches of these unknown people and are headed up the beach. Maybe not up the beach section, but through the jungle at least. It's much faster to walk along the beach than through the jungle, so maybe you're finding some like lightly jungled area there where you can move quickly. The people chasing you are going to have to move a hell of a lot slower just to make sure they check all the places that someone might be hiding. So you can make some pretty good progress away from your captors or would-be captors.
Niram will pour over the note. He noticed that they talk about the sounds of the night market blowing. So he's hoping that at the very tip, the next mountain that they get to, there'll be like a night market outside or something. He's also going to try and use the wand to maybe cast it on the parchment. Maybe there's like a hidden note. It's like a detection wand because they talk about that as well. So he's going to use the wand on the piece of parchment, see if anything happens.
Yeah, you wave it around, you flick it. You've never used a wand before. You've seen your master use a wand in the past. And he usually said something at the same time as he did it. Not all wands require a verbal component to them or a command word, but this one doesn't seem to be working right now. Maybe it needs a command word, maybe it's out of charges, maybe it needs a particular gesture. you'll need some downtime to figure it out.
You
Are
know,
you, are you
Neil,
really a wizard? I haven't seen you do any magic yet.
That's because I haven't seen you do any clerical stuff yet either.
I never said I was a cleric. Where did you get this from?
Fuck.
Neil, now that I've seen a map of this island,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've been around these places. I've traded in the Dardanelles before. You know, I'm a seafaring chap. I've spent a lot of time looking at maps. Is there any chance I could identify which island this is? Is it perhaps possible for me to work out
Well,
the
it's
scale?
labeled on the map.
Oh yeah, Flotsam Isle, right?
Yeah.
So, do I know how long this island is? Like, am I thinking that it's going to take us a few hours to walk to the other end, or is this likely to be a
Shit.
couple of a day journey?
I think I gave you the old version of the map. It's 30. The version you have is marked 30 miles in length, 10 miles in width.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would I in my like sort of travels have been shipped or captured here before? Would I have heard of Flotsam Island? Would I have any knowledge of it?
Very
I know
unlikely.
roughly-
Give me an intelligence check at -5 to see if you've managed to pick up some word about it from your travels. It's very unlikely you've heard about this place, though.
I'm just gonna click in.
Nilrum's from here. Would he have heard anything? I can give you an intelligence check at minus whatever.
So that was your regular check, so at -5 would be an 18, so you don't know anything about this one. Nilrum, you left when you were very young, and you haven't been back in a long time, so I would say and check at like -12 for you, because you were like, what, 6 when you left?
Doesn't
Yeah, no way.
Yep.
But if we know it's 30 miles, maybe we've got like 20 miles to go. What I look up at the sun in the sky. What time of day is it?
About halfway through the day.
So unlikely to make it to the tip of the island before nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as we're walking then, I mean, I'm no survivalist. I don't know if anyone has survival proficiency, but I'm going to keep an eye out, look for somewhere that might be a decent place to camp. If there's like a big overhang of trees, or maybe even like a little cave, or maybe an uprooted tree that we could shelter under, Lord of the Rings style.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Well, you will find a few streams that empty out here at the ocean. Most of them are brackish water, probably coming from that inland lagoon that you saw. It looks like that lagoon is mostly populated with like fresh rainwater and stream runoff, but if it's brackish, it means that sometimes the storm surge here must get high enough to like wash some seawater into the lagoon. So you know that's not drinkable. Does anyone have a survival proficiency?
I don't think so.
Does not sound like it. Okay.
I got herbalism. That'll help me find berries that are eatable.
That is true.
We've got potatoes, so we'll be all right.
I don't. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but eating uncooked potatoes is likely to upset your stomach.
Cook them. We can cook them. I'll tell you.
yeah.
I'll tell you how I'll cook them right now, Neil. You want to know?
Tell me.
All right. I dig a little hole. Well, this is what I will do. I'll make a little fire in the hole. I'll put the potatoes and then bury
How
it.
are you making the fire?
Oh, we've got wood.
Do you have fire building
Right.
proficiency?
No,
You
I
don't
haven't
have.
got
You don't have
fire
any
building
way of like
proficiency.
making. You don't have like flint and tinder or matches or
I mean,
a
I've
burning
got no
hand
gear
spell.
on me, right? So no.
Yeah.
Well,
So
literally no
estimates,
gear.
you would have to eat about 5 pounds of normal potatoes to die, or 2 pounds of green potatoes.
To die, yeah, but like, what about just to make yourself so sick that you can't run away?
Hell.
Probably not that many. Probably like a quarter of that to where you're like not.
Yeah,
Nice.
where you're like,
So we can't eat raw
"Oh,
potatoes.
well, I'm sure.
Well, shit. If we can't make fire, maybe we are in trouble.
Yeah, lack
there
of
any-
fire is gonna be a
Food.
problem.
Is there any like dry wood around that we could, or any signs of civilization? Maybe some fires that have been set in the past. Maybe there's some tinder around.
Well,
There's got to be dry wood, surely.
there is. You can find dry wood. You can find lots
Yeah.
of washed up. What do you call it? Driftwood everywhere. Driftwood has been thoroughly dried out and then baked in the sun, so that would go up pretty quickly. And if you can get that started on fire, then you could easily build a proper fire. It's just making fire from scratch is really hard. So a survival proficiency check is normally intelligence. So Nilram, if you want, you don't have a survival proficiency. Actually, maybe we should be fire build.
Well, sorry. I mean, this is at the end of the. This is when the sun goes down. We keep walking for as long as we can first.
Sure. If anyone
We'll
wants to make a
probably pick
fire
up
building
driftwood
check
again.
to make a fire out of just like rubbing sticks together, it would be a fire building check, which is wisdom based. And since you're not proficient, you would use half your wisdom and then take the -1 modifier to it. So it would be very difficult, but theoretically is possible for someone to do. Anyway, we're not there yet. You guys are headed up the beach. What is the conversation like as you guys are walking away? Surely you've already introduced to one another, but like this is a unusual situation that you're in.
Well, I mean, I guess Nilram wants to go and check out this mountain, but I'm mostly talking about, how we should, once we get past this side of the island, we should loop around and go around to Port Ferris. We won't be able to catch a boat out of here there. Find ourselves some weapons, some new clothes.
Yeah, I'm
Surely
on
we can-
board
we-
with that plan.
We can hide once we're in the town.
We gotta find food, we gotta find water, shelter. We gotta even get off this island because we've already caused problems. Maybe see if we can get work or something on a boat, get out of here, get to a different
Captain,
island.
that I know you guys aren't from here, but that port is going to be crawling with people who are looking for us. I think our best
Really?
bet. Well, I would assume so. This is the White Cleric of Astaire is not one to let people get away. I am sure that word is traveling around right now that 4 suspects who are not from here are walking around these very shores.
Gods be damned. I've only been here 5 minutes and I'm already on the run again.
I think our best bet is with this note. Could be useful. There's a laboratory. I'm sure there'll be food. Wizards are usually pretty good about that. There might even be something up there to, I don't know, help us sail away.
I hope you're right, Nilram, but I'm
We
not
just
sure
need
of
to
your
find this
ability.
night market.
Yeah, maybe there's a market there. Maybe we can find clothes and weapons up there. Get a shave.
As the sun begins to set and the sky is alight with the oranges and purples of the setting sun, you can see way up the beach in the distance, maybe another like 6 or 7 miles from you, probably too far to get tonight. There are a couple of lights, maybe like a lantern or a bonfire or something, way up the beach.
I climb a relatively tall tree to try and get a better look up at what we're looking at here.
Yeah, give me a strength check.
Not a dex check.
I guess you're not climbing super far. A dex check will do just to get a small height advantage.
Thank you very
God,
much.
Nicholas,
This is the
fucking
one,
killing me. You've been saving all your rolls.
Ones. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a pretty good view from up here. It appears that there's multiple sources of light that, from your perspective on the ground, all kind of blended into one. But from a little bit of height, you can see that there are multiple individual signs of light, indicating a village, probably.
This could
Maybe
be the night
a
market
raiding
that
party.
Nil-
Who knows?
Oh, well, there it is.
This could be the night market that Nilram's talking about, right? Is this at the end of the island? Like, can I see a small mountain behind it?
No, it's too dark to see anything other than the little dots of light in the distance.
How far away? A few miles?
Miles away. Yeah.
Okay. So I climb back down and say, well, good news is I think I can see this market that you're talking about. Nilram. Either that or they're sending another troop of guards around the other side of this lagoon, but let's hope it's the former. But it's too far to get there tonight. I think we got to make camp.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
As
I'm not
you
sure it
are-
does sound good though.
As the sun is setting and you guys are discussing making camp, down the coast prowls a jaguar, a relatively large cat. It's about human size, somewhere between. The jaguars tend to be 120 to 210 pounds. This one's right in the middle, like a good 165-pound cat, something like that. And it looks hungry. and it is coming down the beach, padding in your direction. The only reason you even notice it is because you're already looking in that way to try and find the sources of light, but otherwise the cat blends in with the sand and the darkness pretty well.
I get back down to the camp. I say, there's a jaguar coming here. Get ready. And I'll sneak off into the darkness, Neil, and try and hide in shadows somewhere so that I could, like, backstab it if it were to come upon the camp.
Certainly. Now, this jaguar, the wild animal. Wild animals are kind of easily scared off. They're not particularly intelligent, but they are damaging. And in second edition, if you have not done anything stressful that day, you can heal 1 HP per night, unless you have a cleric. So if a jaguar manages to, I don't know, do 6 points of damage to one of you guys, you might actually be without those 6 hit points for a long frickin' time. At this point in the game, your HP is a precious commodity that is very difficult to refill. So what do you guys want to do about this jaguar coming your way? Is this a let's just fight it and kill it thing? Is this a let's get around it? Is this a I'm going to hug it and tame it and make it my own?
Well, we've not made camp yet, right?
Correct.
I don't know enough about jaguars to know whether they hunt mainly by sight or by smell, but if it's like a cat, it's probably more by sight. So if we've not made camp, perhaps we can just move a bit further into the jungle and hide a bit. I mean, I'm already doing that, but maybe the others could.
We're probably worried about making a bunch of noise, right? Since there's still kind of people looking for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
we're pretty far away, though.
discretion.
Maybe we can all shimmy up a tree and just hide while it passes.
I think they
Jaguars
can climb.
Yeah.
They can climb, yeah.
Better off fighting on the ground.
They can swim well too.
Well,
yeah,
I think, Captain, I'm going to be of no use to you here.
Well,
I sort of. What were we going to say?
That's
Go ahead.
surprise.
so maybe I can help them hide a bit. Neil, is that a thing I can do with my rogue skill set?
You can't give other people hide in shadows.
But I could maybe position them in such a way as that, if I help position them, I'm not saying I can't help them like hide in shadows in a stressful situation, but if we've got a few minutes to prepare, maybe I can set them up a little bit better, or let them hide and then say like, oh no, actually you should move this leg or something.
Well, it does appear that the jaguar has spotted you guys. It is next to this rock and has gotten low to the ground with its tail down flat and its ears pinned back. And it's looking at these tasty morsels. There's a lot of you, and there's only one jaguar. You guys don't seem to have weapons? Does a jaguar even recognize what weapons and armor look like? Probably not.
Probably
Maybe.
not. We do have a spear, though.
It depends. Would it see a lot of people around? Maybe it's encountered and hunted people before.
That's true. It might have. Yeah, if there's people on this island, it might have learned what weapons look like. What do you guys want to do?
I know, but we're running out of time. We have to come to a decision quickly.
I guess I'm hiding in this bush, so you're on your own.
Can we try to scare it off?
Yeah,
I feel like if we
describe to me how you scare the jaguar off.
I feel like if you get big and scream at it or something, it'll fuck off.
Do we want to be how? All right. I don't think we want to be too loud. I don't think we want to be yelling. We're pretty close to water too, right? Which carries like sound pretty well.
Use the real 18 into.
Yeah, true. I'm metagaming a little bit here. I'm a big guy. I'm also a pretty brave guy. I think I'll look at this cat. I've dealt with street dogs and cats in my time when I lived on the streets, and I figured out the best way is just to kind of scare them off. So I'll just make myself as big as I can, and just start fucking running at it.
All right.
With my arms flailing outwards.
You are fearless in this situation. Why don't you Make me a charisma check to see how well you can intimidate the jaguar by making yourself look big and scary. Now, you also have pretty high strength, don't you?
Yes.
So I'm going to give you a +1 on this check because of your big muscliness. And do you have a height and weight yet in mind?
I don't have a specific number. I don't think I do. No, but I think I'm pretty tall and I'm pretty packed. So.
Okay. Okay. At some point, we'll need specific numbers, but we don't need it for now. So go ahead and make me a charisma check and add 1 to it for your bulging muscles. Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
Jaguar is not about to try and fight a very large, unafraid thing, and it will back off and slink away from you, disappearing into the shadows of the jungle late at night, or in the early night.
Archie, good job. Good job, buddy.
I'll just kind of turn around. I'll look at the other two. I'll like shake my head a little bit, sit back down.
Thank God that we're here, eh? I say, looking at the other two.
Hey, listen, that's the big guy, okay? He's the scary one.
You know? It was a dual-pronged attack. We just didn't need the second prong, that's all. Maybe you could throw some potatoes at it.
You know what? I don't think the jaguar would be scared of potatoes, Captain. In fact, I think that would have just pissed it off.
Yeah, maybe you'll be right. Guess jaguars can't eat raw potatoes either. Well, I don't know if we should be making camp here with this thing prowling around. Maybe we should, I don't know, maybe walk back a little bit.
Well, we'll definitely have to set a guard if there's wildlife.
For sure.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel like getting eaten in my sleep.
Yeah, well, me neither. I said, yeah, I agreed. We take watch, but I think we shouldn't do it right here because it's probably going to come back at some point.
Yeah. Where are you thinking? Is there anywhere nearby? I've been looking, but there's no cover really, as far as I can tell.
We could go back into the trees.
I mean, I don't have any better ideas, so I'll
Make
join
camp in
you.
the forest, yeah. Should be fine.
Yeah. I mean, Neil, is there any... I mean, this is a jungle. There's weird trees, right? Is there any sort of, like, large, kind of flat, wide trees? And maybe one that we could all sort of sleep in?
No. No
It's not
trees that
realistic to
are
climb a
comfortable enough. You could climb the trees, but sleeping in the tree is either, if you truly fall asleep, like you're gonna maybe fall out unless you're quite proficient in this, or you'll spend the whole night half asleep, half awake,
yeah.
like clinging to something.
All right, so yeah, we get to a good spot to make a camp. I say we move like maybe 200 feet back down the beach and then 50 feet into the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's good.
I've been like picking up driftwood as we've been walking along the beach, so I like throw it all down onto the ground and I take one of these daggers and like chip a little long strip of it off and start like, you know, spinning it around in my hands like this, trying to, you know, like in Castaway, right? We've all seen Castaway. I do the thing in Castaway. I try.
Doesn't he spend like months and months eventually finally creating fire, but it's a huge struggle and he almost dies without it?
But he hasn't got the God Seed. You said unproficient willpower check, right?
Yeah, so half willpower, then -1 because the fire building check is at -1.
Okay.
Thank God. Woo!
Fuck! Elcra, anyone know how to make a fire?
Was it a wisdom check?
Yeah,
it's
at half wisdom strength.
Yeah,
-1. Half wisdom.
No
-1.
shot.
Well, at least it's warm here, I suppose. We can, if we get to that market tomorrow, we can go without food. Luckily, I had a large dinner before the ship crashed. I'm not sure. As far as I remember, the ship's rations weren't that good for passengers, but I think I could go a day without food. How are you guys feeling?
I'm kind of hungry. You know, it's been a while since I've eaten. We didn't get any food in town, which would have been nice, at least as far as I remember. I don't know if you guys got food.
They gave you some water, but that's about it.
We killed them before they could bring any food, I think.
You were in
I'm
mess
gonna-
hall too.
An empty stomach is a small price to pay for our freedom, so should be fine. One more day. We'll be
Very
You know
nice.
what? We could have got rid of the wizard, and all three of us would have been fine. But now we're
tried
stuck with him.
I tried to do that, but now that I think about it, he still owes me half his fare. As do you, Sale.
Well, if you want any of these potatoes, you better start wiping that debt off.
Okay, well, not. Maybe let's see if we can get the fire going first so we can negotiate.
All right. You can spend your night in the jungle. Everyone taking turns, taking watches.
Yeah,
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Nick. Roll me a perception check for your time on watch tonight.
I think we go me, Archie, Sail, then Nilrim. That way Nilrim gets a full 8 hours.
Whatever you need.
So that spells. Yeah. What check do you want, sorry?
Perception check. All
Right.
right. Good. Unfortunately, nothing shows up on your watch. Next person is Archie. Make me a perception check. Thankfully, nothing showed up on watch for you, but that is a terrible failure.
Archie
I
falls
fell
back
asleep
asleep.
like halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah, like John goes over to watch. Archie, wake up, it's your watch. And he gets up, he struggles over that. I go back to sleep. And immediately just sort of like falls back asleep against the tree.
Yeah. In fact, Archie, give me a con check. See if you like truly pass out and forget to wake up the next person for their watch. Okay. You manage to like stumble through your watch, eventually rousing. Was it Sail next? Sail,
Yeah.
give me a
Yeah.
perception check. give me 2 con checks and pass both of them. Apparently you are exhausted enough to not notice anything and just sort of like stare out across the darkness of the sea. Your whole watch completely useless. And I guess that just leaves us with Nilrim. Okay.
We're all
Well,
very tired.
everyone's exhausted.
very
It's been tough, but nothing else happened in the night up until Nilrum's watch.
Can I have been memorizing spells instead of keeping watch? That is why my.
You'd need light to be able to see your spell book to read it.
Oh, true. We don't have anything.
No thing. Maybe what you're doing is trying to like make out the words in your spell book by whatever tiny bits of starlight managed to come through.
Yeah, he is on the last watch, which means the sun could be close to rising.
It's always darkest before the dawn, my friend.
True.
Unfortunately, it is Mr. Moon's watch that something arises, and he does not see it coming.
Well, it's been fun, lads.
So which of the other 3 of you are the target?
Oh.
Thank God.
Thank God, yeah, you got 3 HP.
Archie. You've already
up.
fallen asleep again, curled up uncomfortably, or as comfortably as you can be on a whatever bed you've managed to make for yourself. When something is going to try and grab you in its teeth and drag you away from the rest of the party, quietly. So it comes up, it puts its teeth on you, and I think you wake up as you sustain 3 points of damage as
well, I'd be
some fangs grab into your shoulder and just like start dragging you away from the rest of the party.
I'll let out a very loud "what the fuck."
Nilrim will be startled.
Yeah.
Do I have to note this damage down anywhere, or is that?
Yes.
This is probably a great idea. If you just click on your token, the green bar is your HP, and you can just click on the 12 and say -3, and it'll do the math for you. Or you can say actual 9, something like that,
perfect.
yeah. Let's move you guys actually into a jungle-y spot over here. So Archie, if you were being captured, let's say Nilrim was over here trying to get some starlight to read by. The other ones of you were all tucked away under these broad bushes. So Archie, you are being dragged by a jaguar, like
that's our good
this, like that. When you are awoken, and you give a shout. And why don't we roll into initiative? I think everyone is a little bit exhausted. So those of you who are waking up, with the exception of Archie, make your initiative rolls at another +2.
Can you activate the initiative thing in the top left, Neil?
I will have to bring it in. Yeah, let me find it somewhere else.
Extra +2?
Yes, an extra +2 on your initiative roll. Our monster will roll initiative quite slowly, even though it's already got you in its teeth. Oops, 12, not 13.
Got a pretty big guy in his teeth, it's working a lot on that.
I already added the +2 now.
What do I roll? Sorry.
D10 +2 plus whatever sort of action you want to take. So tell us what action you want to take, and then you get the initiative to go with that. And then once you pick an action, you're kind of stuck with it for the rest of the round.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to punch this thing. So that's +3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so D10 +2 +3.
Why is he rolling a +2 now? When he
Because he's waking up. Oh,
No,
no.
he was on
Sorry,
watch.
not Archie.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Archie. My mistake.
Yeah.
Just
He's
me
the one
and
being
Sale.
bit.
Yeah. You
I
have...
go D10 +3. Yep. Nice.
Okay, Archie goes here at 6. Mooten goes at 5. PotatoMcWhiskey goes at 10?
Yep.
That's less than stellar, but it will do. Okay. So, looks like Nilrum, you hear the shouting. You're already awake. You're already alert, on watch.
Dylan's gonna run over there and try to be big like Archie was and scare him off.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to make me a charisma check. You don't have any modifier for high strength, do you?
No.
Nope. All right, you try and scare the jaguar off, and it kind of works. He just drags his food away. You didn't really need Archie, did you?
Yeah, why does he get movement?
I'll look.
He probably doesn't
I'll look
actually get
over at
movement this
Miller and
round,
say,
but
what the fuck are you doing?
I can't do anything until I get my fucking spells. So.
yeah. You come over here, you make big hands, you wave at the jaguar, try to scare it off. To no avail. Archie, it's your turn. The jaguar has you in its teeth, but it's not like murdering you, it's just taking you away. It's Siegfried and Roying you.
Likes you.
So I'll roll to hit a punch, right? Yes.
Yeah. You take a swing, trying to crack the thing with your elbow, and just get a glancing blow across its skull for no effect. But you do get 2 attacks per round. That one, though, will crack the panther, the jaguar, right in the head. Roll me some damage.
I have to go get the door. I'll be right back.
Of course. We will roll his damage for him then.
Yep.
4. Minimum again. Captain John Winters, you struggle to your feet. It's dark.
Turn around.
You can
I
mostly...
see this jaguar
Yeah.
dragging away my first mate. Now, remind me, Neil, with thrown weapons, I have to not move to get both attacks, right?
Correct.
Okay, but my short range is... I will move...
10, 20, 30 yards.
Oh,
yeah.
it's yard. I actually don't need to move.
Yeah,
I'm
and you
in
wouldn't
short
want to
range.
throw in this direction that you've got going on
Yeah.
here because they're both close to the ground and one would provide a lot of cover for the other.
The jaguar is distracted, right? Could I try and... I mean, I'm already under a tree, you said.
Yeah.
Could I try and sneak, through this tree, maybe, round this rock to here, and then get a flank attack? Maybe sneak attack?
Like a flank throw dagger attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Do I need to roll move silently or anything?
You
Or
do
just-
not need to roll move silently. The jaguar will absolutely see you. It has excellent night vision.
Okay, so it sees me. All right, fine.
Yeah.
I still try and sneak anyway.
It would take an
I
action
will-
to move silently and be completely hidden.
Okay, so I've got 2 daggers. I throw one of them at it for a... What's going on? Neil!
What the fuck?
I don't
shit.
know. I
The
don't know.
crit lord.
I know.
All right,
It's
you
unbelievable.
crit the dagger with this random kitchen knife that you found. It's not even meant for throwing. I should have given you massive penalties to throw it, but it doesn't matter because you roll another natural 20, and you critical the jaguar with a random kitchen knife that you found in this camp. Roll me
Is
damage.
it a large creature? Is it D3?
It is medium creature.
5 damage.
Oof. The jaguar is at half hit points. Sail.
Do I still have the spear and shield from earlier?
Totally. Unless you threw it away.
No, I think I would have did my best to carry them. Do I get it? Do I get a sense that if this jaguar decides to try and kill Archie, is it all over for him? Because it's got him in his mouth.
I mean, jaguars have pretty tough grips. Archie's life is in danger, but there would be dice rolls involved.
I'm
Is
gonna
Arch-
try and run at it and get it to drop him.
You want to try and spook him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to use the shield and be get it to drop him, sort of thing. But I'm gonna get close to be
Oh, okay. You're gonna
So
get intimidatingly close.
I'm gonna get
Okay.
right in its face and basically wave the shield at it.
All right. Well, give me a charisma check at +2 for your proximity and tools.
Is there a way to do that, or do I just
On your character sheet, you can just click the charisma button, and then we add 2 after the fact in our brains.
so it's a 20?
Yeah.
Nice.
So between the dagger, the elbow to the snout, and the big scary man with the shield and the spear, the jaguar thinks it's seen better days and better prey and bolts off into the night, leaving Archie where it is.
Provoking an attack of opportunity from Sail with his spear, or is it withdrawing?
No, it's
just
just
have a
turning and
spear.
running. So, Sail, if you want, you can try and make a stab attack at it as it runs away. But it's already
Yeah.
fleeing.
I'll try and get a hit in, see if I can wound it.
Yeah, go ahead. Attack roll.
20 plus 2 for back attack.
Yes.
Let me see if this works.
That does
12?
work. Yes. You make a nice thrust towards the jaguar, but it is a quick and nimble creature, and it can dart away before your spear can find contact with it. And
That's fine, but technically it doesn't get Dex AC from behind. Which I imagine is, you just said it's quick and nimble, right?
I did say it's quick and nimble. Monsters don't normally have AC modifiers from anything. It just says AC 14. It doesn't specify Dex or hide or whatnot. So I figure a natural creature like this bounds away, has AC 14 from all sides. Yeah.
Do
Alright.
do I get a bonus to hit because I'm proficient with spears, or is this
You just
2-1?
don't get a penalty to hit.
No penalty. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about his dagger? I assume that it's entrenched in the beast.
Oh yeah, is it stuck
You,
in
the jaguar, will run away with one of your knives.
Damn it. I run over to Archie. Archie, you okay? Oh my god, your shoulder. I pull away his
I'm okay,
shirt
Captain.
to get a look at the wound.
It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
I instinctively
sincere
reach for a
apologies,
bottle of
Archie.
rum on my shoulder, no, on my belt that I don't have.
Yeah,
I
I'm like, hey,
I just couldn't see it.
I'm a trained. I've worked with bodies. I know how to heal. Look after wounds. If you let me clean this, I can get you back on your feet real quick, Archie. You'll be fine.
You're a
If I
doctor?
can heal that. Nah, I worked with dead bodies. It's kind of the same thing.
Ah, well, maybe you're not so useless after all. Welcome to the party, Sal. We got a wizard, we got a doctor, we've got me and Archie. Perfect. All right, I'll leave you in Sal's hands.
Fine. I don't need any help, and he's gonna try to move, and he's gonna notice that okay, yeah, no, he's not okay. This is
Archie, relax. Let him take a look. Nelrin, you're meant to
Listen.
be on watch. What are you doing? You asleep?
No, I'm on watch, but it's always darkest before the dawn. This is the hardest watch.
That's true. I have heard that.
I'll say to Archie, listen, I get it. If you don't want my help, I won't give it to you. But listen, we gotta rely on each other, man. I don't know how we're gonna survive. So this is the one thing I'm good at. If you let me help you, I think I can make you, heal up a bit better.
Take a look at it. I guess it's probably fine though.
All right, yeah, I don't know how my healing skill works, but I assume I give him assistance, I patch him up or whatever is
Yeah.
necessary.
So
That's some
with
herbalism to help if needed.
with a healing proficiency, where is it here? A character proficient in healing knows how to use natural medicines and basic principles of first aid and doctoring. If a character tends another within 1 round of their wounding and makes a successful proficiency check, the ministrations restore 1d3 hit points, but no more hit points can be restored than were lost in the previous round. So give me a successful healing proficiency check, and you can restore 1d3 hit points of Archie's wound since you got to him the very you critical did as well.
Nice. This is going to be a good campaign, guys.
You know what? Roll me 2d3, or roll me a d3 at advantage. So roll 2d3 and take the higher one because you critical the shit out of it.
Roll
2
Yep.
or 3.
Yeah.
Oh my
Full
god.
heals.
All right.
Nice.
So I go back
I
up to
mean-
12.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll be the first time I've ever seen a healing proficiency used like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Archie is now he's pretty impressed by this, and he's feeling a lot better. And even though he's not really showing it in his mind, this is definitely good. He's feeling a lot closer to this guy now.
So the night was almost over anyway. I don't think I'm getting back to sleep at this point. So I start stretching around. I maybe think about walking to the tributary to get some water for everyone. No room for bacon for breakfast, so no bacon either. So go and get some water and maybe get back on the trail.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
Nilram will memorize spells if he can.
Yep, the morning breaks eventually, and you guys can memorize your spells. Nilram, you've got your book. You can read from it. Sail, you just need 10 minutes of prayer per spell level that you want to memorize. So, y'all go ahead and take a look at your spells. Pick which ones you're going to take.
Magic missile. And I guess detect magic. I can't. I don't have a pinch of powdered iron.
Don't you? You
But
have
you
to,
will-
your second spell has to be dimensioning spell.
Yep,
Oh, okay. Well, then I mean, I get one spell.
you're just taking the magic missile.
Yeah.
Okay.
So out of character, Sail, how do you go about doing your prayers? Because no one knows you're a cleric, right? So.
Yeah, I probably just I kind of wander off on my own, and I sit by the tides and clasp some sand in my hands, and it looks like it's some sort of religious ceremony. Which
Yeah.
maybe
I
I'm
mean, maybe it just looks like you're just sitting on the beach looking at the sea, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
taking a look home. Okay.
But
Good question.
I'm definitely kind of avoiding everyone and trying to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not inherently suspicious, though.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I guess I hang out with Archie in the morning. Maybe I get him to go with me when I go to get water for everyone, just in case the Jaguar shows back up. Well, Archie, we've really got ourselves in a mess this time. I swear.
If by we you mean that wizard, I look at my healed wound.
Yeah. God knows what kind of dark magic he brought upon us. But I tell you what, if Dave and Colin weren't already dead, I'd be having their guts for garters. I knew they were lax on the watch. I knew it. We should have seen this storm coming. My God, so how much money have they cost us?
So
I don't
much.
even want to think about it. Are you sure about
Go ahead. Sorry.
Are you sure about this wizard guy? I feel like we're doing a lot for him. Maybe we should just get the hell off this island as quickly as possible. I don't like his
I'm
scroll. I don't like his reading. I don't like that he falls asleep on watch.
Well, falling asleep on watch thing is pretty bad, considering it almost got you killed by a jaguar. But we don't really have many allies here, Archie. I think we've got to take what we can get, at least for now. If I've worked with some wizards before, they usually have to, and I point over to him, do what he's doing now before they can cast their spells. Maybe he'll be more used today.
I trust you,
uh,
Captain.
If he turns out to be useless, once we get away off this island, we can just leave him here. It's fine.
I
I'll
can
nod.
still memorize enlarge, right? I just can't cast it unless I get pinch of iron.
Right. You can still
I'm gonna
memorize it.
memorize it then as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I? Sorry, out of character question. How do I copy my spells over to my character sheet from the thing you linked me?
In the upper left hand corner, there's like the number 1 with like a little line holding it up there. Click on that and it'll copy something to your clipboard. And then when you go to your spell sheet, you can click add below the last spell. And then if you scroll down, there's a thing called Jason at the very bottom, and you can put it in there and it'll add the spell.
Perfect.
Looks like
And
you
I
figured it
have
out.
3 first level spells. I just needed a refresher. Once you said that, I remembered. Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, you get 3 first level spells.
Awesome. Are any of us are we fatigued or are we good? Am I fatigued? Am I wrecked from the night's activity?
You were wrecked from the lack of food, the small amounts of water, having to swim for your life, and being washed up on shore. Yeah.
And then another out of character question: if I were to use purify on the potatoes, would that make them non-poisonous?
It would not
or...
cook them. They would still not provide substantial nutrients to you. There's nothing to purify. I still think they would be inedible. Yeah, if you cast purify food or drink on sand, it still doesn't feed you.
Well, raw meat.
You'd probably be fine, right? Because raw
Yeah.
meat can be eaten. It's just
Yeah,
Yeah,
shit in it.
it's fresh enough.
Always magic missile at bird. That's the classic wizard hunting strategy.
Is it?
One bird for 4 people.
These seagulls get pretty big now.
You want to eat seagull, really? I mean, if you're starving to death.
Better than nothing, yeah.
It's actually the second time I've talked about eating seagulls tonight, strangely.
All right. You guys ready? Let's go to the night market.
All right.
Let's go.
All
Do we
right.
have any money on us?
No.
Nope.
You have crap for possessions. The only things you have on you are the things that you stole. No money.
We'll make our way, I guess.
All
Yeah.
right. You all head up the coast. It'll take you another few hours to make your way, but eventually you will arrive at what is now very clearly by the light of day, a small fishing community. It looks like there's maybe 300 people, 100 adults, and then the rest are children, elderly, and infirmed.
Oh, praise
See-
Master Gore. Thank God. Come on, let's go. I pick up the pace to a light jog.
I will put a
towards
hand to
the,
you. To not raise suspicions, you should probably only praise a stare here to everybody. It
Really?
is, yeah. If you praise any other gods or deities, you will be looked at as an insane person, and guards will surely come.
Look up to the sky. Sorry about that, Esther. Thanks to you too. That's how it works.
I'm going to back up Nilram and say, yeah, it's probably a good idea that we swing the flag loud and clear for us there. I've been here before, and I've ran across some of these guys, and they do not like it if you take their god's name in vain.
Yeah,
well,
the reason that
consider
they
me
outed
warned.
me as a wizard from somewhere else, I'll look at my hands, is apparently because I don't have tattoos of a stare on both hands, it seemed like. So if we're going to be here a long time, I may consider having to get those.
What's the world coming to when you can't even praise the goddess of hope? I guess it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So they got food here, guys, but I don't know if any of you are any different, but my coin purse is empty.
I
Our
got
coin
nothing,
purse is
Captain.
empty, our eyes are large, our hands are quick. We could steal some.
I think the more pressing concern is that my stomach is empty.
All right, leave it to the captain. I got you covered, guys.
You guys steal some food, I'll inquire about the night market and this mountain.
Yeah. You have one stolen kitchen knife, a stolen spear, and a stolen shield. Are you happy walking in with these random weapons, especially Nick? It's not really, you can't really hold the knife in your pants without cutting yourself at some point, right? There's no sheath. You're going to have to walk in holding a knife in your hand. Same thing with the spear and the shield. You'd have to walk into the camp armed. like you're here for battle or something. Is this the approach you want to take with these random people? Is there another
call
approach?
Me, the shield and the spear, I agree with you. I feel like having a knife, it's not that unusual, right, for somebody to carry a knife.
It's a kitchen knife, right? That seems pretty... You could make an argument for that.
Could we like cut a bit off the potato sack and like make it like faux sheet for him to hide it and like tie it to himself in some way that would be inconspicuous?
What tie what to himself?
The kitchen knife, like you like cut up a bit of the potato sack and like make a sort of way where you wouldn't notice it, maybe.
Yeah, you could cut off a section of the potato sack and wrap it around the blade of the knife and then stick it in your pants. That would work totally.
That would work.
Yeah.
The spear is the bigger problem, though.
Do you guys think it's going to be a
just a
problem
spear.
carrying a spear into town?
We probably should just like hide it somewhere and remember where it is. It's our
What's the
best
spear
option.
tip out of?
Can we stick a potato on the top
Steel.
of the spear to hide the tip and make it look like a staff or something?
Is steel the same thing as iron?
Yeah. I mean, they're not, but they're both iron
Yeah.
based.
Yeah.
We just need a fire. We can, like, rotisserie the potatoes over the fire on the end of the spear.
Is steel rare around here?
Nah. Not like it is in Arcadia.
Well, if we don't want to steal, we could always trade. I pointed to the steel tip. That'd probably get you 2-3 people food for a day. It's probably enough.
We might be able to trade some potatoes for some other food, no?
That would work as well.
Maybe, but it's also the only real weapon we have. I mean, a kitchen knife works in a pinch, but it's not a martial weapon. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with Sale. I say we stash the spear somewhere out here. We can come back and find it if we need it before we leave.
That works.
Great.
I'll bring the knife with me. All right, Sale, throw me those potatoes.
All right, I give him the potatoes. Also, are we like covered in blood? Should we go wash ourselves in the ocean?
Nick has his clothes stained with blood because he slit 2 people's throats.
That's true.
Archie has some blood on him from when he was wounded, and he's got like a visible wound that has been sort of patched up. I think he probably had to use the kitchen knife to get some like coconut fibers to like makeshift some stitches or something. So he's got a makeshift stitched wound.
Well,
My hands
I
are
think...
probably also pretty bloody, right?
Yeah, you can wash your hands in the creek, though.
Yeah, that's
That
easy
should be
enough to
okay.
do.
Well, that's a
I've
good
probably
cover
got
story. We can say you're covered in blood because we got attacked by
a jaguar.
yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ditch my shirt, but how much blood are we talking on the lovely white shirt?
You
I'm wearing
cut
here
2
now?
men's throats. Well, one
a lot of
man's
blood.
throat you cut, and the other one you just shanked the shit out of. Your shirt is bloody.
It's hot in these islands, though, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, I'll take my shirt off and just like throw it behind a bush or something.
Okay.
Neil will walk into town and talk to people.
Potato sack over the back. I walk
Yeah.
in the room.
You walk into town, some random local villagers will see you, and one of them will hop on up and comes to say hello.
The halfling?
No, it's a woman.
Okay, you said hot.
Oh, yeah, just, excited to see you. One of the elderly women from the village pops up and hobbles over to you, leaning heavily on a staff, and gives you a bit of a wave. Hello!
Give her
Greetings,
a bow.
Mom.
Greetings, ma'am.
Hello! Are you part of that ship that sunk out there?
That is
Shit.
correct.
Oh, we've been
right.
finding stuff washing up on shore all day.
You
Yesterday,
have?
too. Mm-hmm.
What have you found?
Oh, we found some boxes, some planks of wood, some bits of cloth, some crates.
Seems my captain here is missing quite a bit of gold from the said ship.
Well, gold don't float, kiddo. Gold sinks to the bottom of the sea.
What's the shame?
Well, at least we know where it is for now.
I,
It'll
You
remain there.
must be famished. Let me get you something to eat. Come on in, she says, beckoning you into the middle of town.
Thank
Turn
God.
around and pull, signal for the others to catch up.
The other people emerge from the jungle, and she pauses for a moment, waiting to make like a total head count. And then heads on in and starts yelling at someone.
Yeah. Wait. I sort of run to catch up with her as we're walking out and say, praise the star. Thank you so much.
Oh,
We're
yes.
starving.
He's a good one. Glad to see you made it off the ship. How many souls did you have total?
Like 80? I'm guessing, Neil. Correct me if that sounds wrong.
That's
but-
fine.
Archie will be in the back, like counting on his fingers, starting over. He's like very distracted by this task.
What's a lot of good men. Well, and women, in fact. Some not so good men and women too. But
Yes. Well, it's dangerous seas out there. Plenty of people have their last moments aboard a ship. She will yell at one of the elderly gentlemen nearby who seems to be boiling a pot of rice over open fire. Tells him to go fetch some extra bowls, and he starts to complain, and she shoos him off to go get it and starts yelling at some of the younger people to bring in some of the fresh fish. And soon a small gathering of individuals appear around you. Most of them are elderly who aren't like involved in the day-to-day tasks of sustaining the village. A couple of children and a couple of, adults, regular adults.
yeah, I put the stack of potatoes on the floor and like take a seat on top of it.
I'll pull up
And,
my. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
maybe if I'm like eye level to one of the kids, take off my hat and say, Captain Winters, nice to meet you, kiddo.
Kid will look wide-eyed at you. You say you're a ship captain?
That's right. The
How'd
very
you afford a
best.
boat?
I'll snarkily say, "Well, are you really a captain still with no ship?"
Being a captain, it's a state of mind. I've been a captain since I was 20 years old. I only got a ship about 5 years ago, but thanks for reminding me, though, friend. To tell you the truth, I saved all my pocket money. I pocketed it all away out there. By the time I was 30, my pants, they were heavy with gold that I'd saved up over the years. Could barely walk. That's how I afforded my first ship, little boy, so you should be careful with your money.
Now,
Little-
Granny, this is Flotsam Island, correct?
Oh, yes, Flotsam Island it is.
I've heard wondrous stories about a night market. Is this nearby? Does this exist still?
What you call it? Jack, what do you call the main town? Oh, Port Ferris. Port Ferris has a night market once a month or so.
Is there a mountain near Port Ferris that we should be able to see on the map? Because I'm not seeing one.
Yes, there is a mountain adjacent to Port Ferris, just to the left of it. It's a Port Ferris
like
is
within the
between a
trees?
mountain and the coastline, like settled right there.
Oh, I see. Have they like the black lines that are
the
just
black line is the mountain. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see now. Okay,
Okay.
that's good to know. Ah, well, that's incredibly.
I'll,
Maybe
I'll-
we'll visit it.
I offer a few potatoes to this family or whatever to pay for the food that they're giving us.
Is
You
it
want
like
potatoes.
here you can have our sack of potatoes, or is it like here are 5 potatoes, we're keeping the rest of the sack for ourselves?
Yeah, it's more like that. Like here's like 5 potatoes.
Can we ask
yeah.
him to cook us the rest of the potatoes?
Sure. I mean, potatoes take like an hour to properly cook, so the rice is ready now. The fish is ready now. They'll feed you that. They'll sit around and chat with you for a while, actually, while you rest.
So,
Could,
what's
could I
Port Ferris
ask
like? Okay, sorry.
where the stuff did like any of the stuff that washed up, is any of it nearby? Because I'd like to get some of my possessions back.
Yeah,
Now, there's some
Totally.
clothes and
one of the adults will lead you down to the shore where you can see crates and boxes are being piled that have seemingly been washed up. Roll me a D100 and roll as high as you possibly can.
Hey, I'm up for collecting shit from the ship as well. I will
Yeah, I'll tag along
take part in this.
Nilrim
Sure.
doesn't care.
All
And
right.
I'll be like very gracious to all the people taking the boxing. I'm like, oh my god, thank you guys so much. I was terrified that I would never find any of my stuff again.
And you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Neither do you, Nick.
Neither.
Not
anything I could
only do you
check?
not find
I don't
any of your
even-
stuff, Jan, you lose something somehow. Like you rip your pants open trying to open one of these boxes, and now your pants are slightly tattered.
He was like squirreling away one potato and it falls out into the sea.
Well, we find absolutely nothing useful, yeah?
No, you can find useful things, just nothing that you owned. There are some clothes in here. There's some spoiled food supplies. What do you got? You've got some. There's a big tub of lard, which I guess is not too spoiled. You could just peel off the top layer; it'd be fine.
Is there not a lot of dead bodies on this shore?
No, there aren't any bodies
I was
at
meant
all.
to mention that at the start and I forgot. That is strange.
That is odd.
Yeah.
Yes, that is odd.
So I start looking for somebody to like maybe somebody died with their rapier on them or something like that. But there's no bodies. I turn around and say,
Bodies.
"What did you do with all the dead?"
Oh, the
Because-
dead never wash up, says one of the people nearby. Only the living ever make it to shore.
What do you mean? Where do they go?
You can see there's like avoidance of eye contact, and then someone else nearby like makes a sound, and the person you're talking to like, you know, acts as if that was a sound for them, and they hurry over and sort of avoid the topic. You can feel the discomfort hanging in the air at your
turn to
very
Archie.
direct question.
Well, that was strange.
That was strange. Do you think there's sharks out here?
There's sharks everywhere. You still get bodies on shore. Maybe missing a foot.
Sounds like this is a common occurrence.
You know? I was starting to like this little village.
Did she say that the bodies never show up?
That's what she said, yeah.
That's very weird. And it's kind of spooking me out a little bit.
Yeah. That was fish we were eating, wasn't it?
Are you implying these people might be cannibals?
Oh, I was mostly joking. I think I'd know the difference between a fish and a human flesh.
Oh, have you tasted it before?
Story for another time, my friend.
Maybe we should make our way to Port Ferris. I think we finally, unless you guys have something else to do in this village.
I thought
Well-
you said we need to be careful there.
There will be some conversation while you guys are searching these boxes, and while Nilrum is chatting with the people still in town. Nilrum, that old lady, that grandma you were talking to, asks you who you are and what you're doing here. What do you tell her?
Noam's a pretty honest guy. I was on a voyage from the ship captain Winters, as you met, and we washed ashore. And unluckily, here I am in front of you.
He means luckily.
I meant unluckily. Washing up on this shithole of an island isn't particularly my cup of tea.
Well, perhaps, but the alternative is what?
A myriad of the other 42 islands, any of them would have been
Ah.
better than this one.
Perhaps. You know, at least we found some friends here, Nilrin. Something nice to eat, you know.
That is true.
Fresh water, a warm roof. Could be a lot worse. We'd all like to thank you again for your hospitality, Mom. It's very much appreciated.
Oh, well, you're so much nicer than Thalen, who came in by earlier. We much appreciate having wonderful guests.
She says Thalen. I think back. Do I remember somebody on the ship called Thalen?
No, that's a new name for you.
I'll pull
Wow,
out
what's up
my.
with this, Thalen fella?
Oh, you know, clerics of the White Prince, they're all the same. Do this, do that, I'm in charge, obey my orders, it all comes up down from the mountain.
Wow, there was a cleric here. What was he asking you about?
Oh, weird questions. He asked if we had any local stories about the long-lost laboratory of Ferris. And, Asked if we had seen any strange markings on rocks nearby.
Interesting.
What'd you say?
Well, we showed him to the strange rocks nearby, but he didn't seem interested in them. He asked about the lost laboratory of Ferris, and it's a long, long time ago that anyone had heard from it. Over 2 millennia at this point. But local legend has it that the Archmage Ferris kept a laboratory in a mountainside somewhere on the island.
Well, is there a mountain around here?
She hooks a thumb towards the north end of the island.
I go to the window and look out. Huh. It's like quite a nice view up there, Nilrun.
That it is. Did there used to be, what do the local legends say? Did the night market ever move? Was it ever here?
The night market?
Yeah, I don't know how coy I should be with this old lady. I mean, I'll pull out the paper, I guess. No one wants all the information he can get, so he'll pull it out. Can you read, madam?
She shakes her head.
I'll read it to her.
Never did manage it myself.
I'll clear the room, and I'll hopefully at a time when it's just her and I and my party. I'll read it to her, see if she's ever heard of maybe Leomond. Maybe she met him one day 'cause she's older.
Yes, she does know Leomund. Leomund is the, I wouldn't say founder of this island. That would be the weird way of saying it. But Leomund is one of the like founding fathers of civilization here on this island. This woman will tell you a tale about how the Dardennes was initially populated by Ferris, this wizard from 2,400, 2,500 years ago, something like that, and how he brought people with him, including his apprentice Leomund, and first settled this island here, Flotsam Island, after a shipwreck left him and part of his crew washed up on shore. Later bringing in more people, which eventually slowly started to settle this area, now known as the Dardennes. Ferris was here for a short period of time and then left, and Leomund then sort of took over and turned what was just a small settlement that really existed only to assist Ferris with his mysterious activities that have all kind of been lost to time, and turned it into a proper town. Like he created the first noble family here on this island, who still rules it today, with a big asterisk hanging over it that, like, probably somewhere in that line it got destroyed, and then some other family took over that same name again at a different point. The Chroma family is the noble family that works out of Port Ferris and owns the island, collects taxes, enforces laws, etc., etc.
And the main entrance, I assume, to this island is Port Ferris?
It is the only port on the island. All ships must go through it to make landfall here, legally.
Once we get a moment to speak away from the woman, I say to Nilrun in a hushed tone, you know, this place, it probably is by Port Ferris, but while we're here, it doesn't hurt to check out this mountain at the top of the island here, since whoever this cleric is, surely he would have checked in Port Ferris first if that's where the night market is.
Yeah, I agree. It seems interesting. Maybe the town has changed a lot. Maybe this used to be the main entrance up here. Maybe they mean something else.
Oh, yes, that's what Thalen was talking about as well. He was asking if we knew the original location of town.
Did you?
She shrugs. I didn't know it had moved.
Well, I guess our adventuring days are just starting then. I didn't get your name. What was it, madam?
Oh, you can just call me Gran. Everyone in town calls me Gran, whether or not they're related to me. The other
Gran,
grandmothers
how
don't
far-
like it.
Well, you seem like the nicest one out of them all, I'll say, myself.
Oh, 7 blessings upon you, son.
How far are we from Ragoon?
Ragoon? Oh, that's an inner island. We're very far from there. You would need a ship in many weeks' time to get there.
Interesting. Okay.
The ports and the docks in Port Ferris busy? You get many ships to and from here?
The docks are busy, but not with lots of trade off the island. Mostly just locals. The fishing's better on the inner side of the island than the outer.
How long ago did this cleric visit you?
Ooh, let's see. I think he came round a week and a half ago or so.
Huh.
With a whole bunch of people. Maybe 40 folks, 50 folks.
Sure,
You know
in
if
your
you
younger
found what he
years.
was looking for?
Excuse me?
You know if he found what he was looking for?
No, he just asked us some questions, looked around a little bit, didn't seem particularly happy with what we had told him. And then he moved on down the coast.
Sure, in your younger years, you and your friends ran up to the mountain, hung around there at some points. Did you ever notice a large overhang?
On the butte, she says, hooking a thumb back towards the north end of the island.
Where would that be? I'll pull out my map. There be any way that you could mark where you think it is?
Well, I don't know anything about an overhang, she says. Maybe I mean, there's lots of... How much overhang do you need to be an overhang?
I don't know, just anywhere where you guys would hang out to get shade. Just something like that. Doesn't have to
Well,
be.
you could just sit in the shadow of the mountain, she says, content with a overly simplistic answer that doesn't answer your questions.
Norum's content enough that she doesn't know what an overhang is, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to press the issue. Well, Gran, unless my friends here have anything else, it's been a pleasure.
How are you all for food? Where are you going? Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Would it be terrible if we took some food from you? We have
Oh,
nothing,
nonsense.
basically.
You're travelers. You've got nothing. You look like skin and bones, dear. You should certainly have something to eat. And some of the older men nearby start, well, hold on. Our sons worked hard for these fish. And she waves them off quickly and says, nonsense. The hospitality is one of the most important tenets of our faith.
And we can't take all the washed up goods with us, so I mean, whatever is there is yours to take in exchange.
No offense, Sale. That's not your goods away to give away. But yes, you can keep.
Can you carry them?
I'll ask, in which faith
Oh.
would that be, Gran?
I'm blanking on the
Need a
deity's name
charisma
right
check
now.
Or something? Oh, okay.
No, I just can't remember the name. No,
Doesn't sound like it.
not sure.
the demons.
Nerul, goddess of family, home, society, the hearth, that sort of thing. And she says, oh, well, goddess Nerul insists that we all treat those who enter our homes and our towns as if they were honored guests. It's something I intend on doing until my very last day on this world. And she gives an evil eye to all of the men who are grumbling about giving out free food.
Any of these men armed? Out of interest?
Sure, yeah. Well, some of them's got like a knife and he's skinning some fish. Another
No one's
one has got a...
rapier, okay.
No rapiers. They just all have like
What are you
cooking
gonna do,
tools.
mug 'em?
You know, I'd like to know if I have the option.
Yeah. The people in this village wear not much in the way of clothes. As we said before, it's pretty hot. They all wear pants. Most of them of a darkened color, and then from the waist up, it's minimal clothing. Most of the men are completely shirtless. Most of the women have like just a bare covering to be modest. But
Well, I'm
it's
actually
warm
well
out here.
dressed for the occasion, then.
You're just wearing pants and a hat.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. You're strippergram quality. That's good.
You better believe it.
I guess we'll sit down and have lunch.
Yeah, sounds good.
With the rest of our day, would it be fine if we went and checked out the mountain? Us four?
Totally.
Think we should while we're there, unless you Archie Sale. You have any objections?
And we'll rest here for the night,
If that's
No.
okay, Grant.
if that's fine.
Yeah. You guys can sit, have your lunch through the rest of the day, and it is mid-lunch. that one of the kids will run up from the beach and say, Gran, look, there's soldiers coming up the way.
During our lunch, I would have asked, one of the men if they had any spare, I'm sure someone works on iron or something, any spare iron dust laying around that I could borrow.
No, you'd have to head into Port Ferris to find a smith. The only smith in town is in Port Ferris.
Understood.
When this kid comes in, saying that, I'll stand up and say, think maybe we best be going to that mountain up at the top of the island. Gran, I had some run-in with these soldiers when we first landed. Do yourself a favor, yeah? I wouldn't say that mistake here.
Do you
maybe just
make an enemy of the local clergy?
They made an enemy of me, I'm afraid. My charms fell on deaf ears. Perhaps you could be a doll and tell them that we left and headed back into the jungle?
Yeah, I'll back him up and say, look, we really just don't want any trouble, so we're going to bounce out so we don't cause trouble for you.
Oh, you guys have been so nice to this old lady. Give me a charisma check, Nick.
That's the one to ask for it.
That is the one.
Don't fuck it up.
No,
All
easy.
right.
The God seed.
Burning through all of your good rolls to this session.
The next 3 years.
She gives you like a double blink, with her wide face, and waves you off and says, "Don't worry about it. We won't tell them a thing. Will we, boys?" And she looks around at the rest of the village. They all keep their heads down.
All right, I scoop up my last few grains of rice, and then sheepishly make my way out of the door, around the side of the house, and head north.
All right.
North right, Neil.
Party heads off, and I think we will take our second break right here and come back on the other side with a little bit more of Tides of Death. See you guys soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. So, the White Prince's men, these guards that are working with this cleric, who are clearly part of the aristocracy and leadership here, are on their way up the coast, and you guys are peacing out to go check out that nearby mountain.
That's right.
And off we go. So, you can arrive at the mountain some hours later, fed, watered. Sun is not setting yet, but you only have an hour or two left of sunlight before it all goes away. And this mountain is a bit of an odd-shaped mountain. It's more of a butte where you have like just kind of like an outcropping of rock. So it's not super wide, it's not super long, but it is kind of tall, and it's got pretty steep cliff sides to it. It's maybe, I don't know, 1,000 feet across. So it'll take a while to walk all the way around it, especially considering the rough terrain in the vicinity.
This is the place, Nilrim. You think you can find what you're looking for?
We'll look around, but I feel like Port Ferris is probably where it is. That's what Ark Ferris was. I'm sure it was named after him. I'm sure his laboratory is probably near there, but I could be wrong. So there's no reason not to check this out.
I mean, if it was near Port Ferris, and presumably they had that letter, so they had all the knowledge we did. What they probably lacked is the magical skill to find it.
Which is what I think this is, and I'll point to the wand.
Well, you think it's like a magical key?
Might be a wand of detect magic. I'm not sure. So let's look around for a marked stone with his hidden sigil beneath an overhang.
Mm-hmm. Well, you
Just
can
be a stick, Nilrim.
Say again?
It could just be a stick. You don't know. It's a wand.
It's pretty clearly a wand. Like, it's well carved, crafted. There's something wrapped around the handle of it. It looks as if it's like inlaid with some amount of silver, perhaps, in a strange pattern. It's definitely not just
Captain,
a normal stick.
The way you can detect a gold piece being a gold piece is the same way I can detect a magical wand from a twig.
Well, fine. If you put it like that, I get it. So what? We walk up and down this cliff face and look for some overhang, right?
Or a hidden sigil, I guess.
Well, you guys can take almost an hour to walk around the whole of the cliff, and you don't see anything that really resembles a significant overhang. But as the people have said, this letter seems to have been from 2,500 years ago. So it's possible that erosion and time has changed the landscape, and what was an overhang is now just missing.
Are there
Or has
any,
collapsed.
does it look like landslides or anything, like maybe, the rock face has caved and fallen? Like, is there rock debris on the ground?
It's possible. A landslide could have happened at any point in time, so you might be looking for traces of an ancient landslide. Why don't you give me an... Ooh, is this intelligence or is this wisdom? I feel like this is a wisdom
It's
check?
an intelligence check.
To reconstruct what might have been an ancient landslide? Okay, yeah. Give me an int check.
Sure.
Everyone or just him?
Fucking another... Is someone doing some statistical analysis on the number of D20s we've rolled today? Because this is, the fifth fucking 20?
We gotta get the Minecraft.
Okay.
We gotta get the Minecraft speedrunning mod team on this one.
Takes a few good rolls, and Neil's like, "Oh my god, roll 20s bias."
Yeah,
but
I mean, if they're bad rolls, then it's
51
fine. Makes total sense to me. But, if it...
Oh,
Whoops, sorry, I accidentally left the call. If it's bad rolls, it totally makes sense to me. But if they're good rolls, it baffles me how there could be so many in a row,
Yeah.
True.
Thanks.
Well, with this natural 20, what do we see?
With this natural 20, you can see that there definitely have been various points of erosion over this spot in a long time. There's nothing that's like this is clearly was an overhang, but there are at least like 8 places where the cliff, the mountain has collapsed and eroded, and now like stuff grows on top of it.
We'll check those spots, I guess, for maybe markings. I'll use the wand at those spots as well. See if I can find anything.
You still don't know how to use the wand, actually.
That's true. Yeah, I have no idea.
Are there any tide pools nearby that I could maybe do an omen reading?
Yeah, if you walk away far enough from this butte, maybe 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet or so, you can get to the coast, and you can find some tide pools.
Let me remember how to phrase the question. Okay, so I will do an omen reading and ask, is this the mountain we're looking for, or should we go elsewhere?
Sorry. This is not the mountain you're looking for.
Omen reading. Let me just take a quick look over here at some of the details of this effect.
Or more in the sense of, will we find our fortune that we seek at this mountain, would maybe be a better way to phrase the question.
Okay, and what is omen reading keys off of what skill for you?
Wisdom.
Wisdom, I think.
Okay, so I will make a check in secret because you never know if your omen reading worked well or not. I will give you a... What does it say for omen reading? If the omen reader...
Like good, bad, or...
Okay. Vague answer based on the situation. Omens aren't guaranteed. If a party ignores a bad omen, they might succeed on their task anyway. An omen is nothing more than DM's best guess about a course of action. You get a good omen with regards to this mountain.
I make my way back to the party, and I say to them, "Look, I've kind of been looking around here. I'm getting a really good feeling about this. I think I've seen some signs that some of the other guys were like searching around here, so I think they think it's here too. So maybe we should make camp here for the night and spend the rest of the day really scouring this mountain."
Yeah, Nilrum will move Moss. He's going to be looking hard for his hidden sigil. He knows that there's no overhang anymore due to erosion, but he's going to be seeing if he can find this sigil the best he can.
Okay.
Well, Sale, I don't mind camping here again, but I don't think we should put all our hopes in this basket. I mean, we can't be sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably worth it to look one more day because, if we find this hidden laboratory, there could be, untold wealth and magical items or even knowledge that has been lost to the world. And
Yeah.
if we have that in our possession, that's a ticket to anywhere in the world.
That's fine. But,
Tomorrow I'll
yeah,
get detect
we
magic
prob-
as well.
Okay.
Should help with this.
We probably shouldn't go back to the village anyway, given the soldiers are there, so camping here seems fine.
Yeah, they might have sold us out and they could have, soldiers hiding in the village waiting for us to come back. I mean, we have enough food to kind of stay out here for a bit.
If we can make a fire to cook them.
Did any of you ask for flint and tinder from Gran?
Nope.
No. It crossed my mind, but I forgot.
Same.
Well, Captain, you're the most sneaky out of us. Do you think you could make your way back and grab some?
Consider it done, my wizardy friend. Archie, keep an eye on these two for me.
Neil will spend the rest of his day looking for the stuff.
I kind of sidle up beside the captain and say, "Well, I have some talents that can help with sneaking. I don't know if you could maybe, if you want my assistance, I can make it so that your tracks can't be followed. It's an old family, technique that has been passed down for generations."
What, you gonna follow behind me with a brush?
Something like that, but maybe a bit more mystical.
Mystical. I give you a sideways glance. You some sort of wizard boy?
Not quite. I have a patron deity who has an interest in these islands, and one of my powers is to be able to hide tracks so that we can escape from danger.
Look like any cleric I've ever seen. Shouldn't you have a
Well,
holy symbol
you
or
don't look
something
like a
around that neck of
captain.
yours?
And I pull my pennant from my thing, and it's like a little stone, and I say, "Yeah, I've got one," and then I push it back down.
Whatever you say, Sale, but just for the record, I'm the goddamn perfect image of a captain, and don't you forget it. But yeah,
I don't know. That hat looks a little bit worn there, Captain. I sarcastically bow to him. I follow your lead, Captain.
of course. All right, well, stay close. And I start to walk slowly back towards the village.
All right. You won't get to the village until after nightfall if you leave right now. Is that comfortable
That's
with
fine.
you? Okay.
How far is the wait? How far is the walk back from the village?
Well, it is maybe 45 minutes to the mountain and 45 minutes back, and there's maybe an hour of daylight left. So you would get to the village, right as the sun is setting, and then you would have to find your way through the jungle back to the butte at night.
How's
Or you could walk along the coast, which would be a little bit longer of a route, but easier to follow because you're not going to get lost or turned about in the jungle. You'll always be able to follow water left, land right.
All right, maybe we'll go through the jungle for the way down, and then we'll go back along the coast.
Okay.
And maybe, yeah, if we're going at night, it's probably worth if Sale comes with me. I leave Archie to keep an eye on Nilrum.
Session 1. The party is split through the jungle in hostile territory without weapons, armor.
I got a dagger.
Excellent. Okay, cool. You're good then. All you need is a dagger.
That's all I need.
All right, so the two of you head back to the village. Archie and Nilrim, what are you guys doing?
Nilrim's going to be moving moss, looking at the various spots that were pointed out by Sale.
Mm-hmm.
So he's investigating.
Okay. Yeah, none of these spots seem to have any markings that you can tell about at all. They're just fucking random mountainside. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do, Archie, while the others are away?
You're muted, yeah.
So sorry, I was muted. Yeah. So Archie was told to keep an eye on Nilrim, and he figures that if he wants to do that, if he wants to follow those orders, he should probably, kind of understand what this wizard is even doing here. He's still a little bit suspicious of him, doesn't even know what he wants to do. So he'll just walk over to him and he'll go, "What are you looking for, wizard man?"
I'll recount what's on the paper. Currently looking for a hidden sigil beneath an overhang. The note says that it could be seen from the main entrance. So I don't really know what that means. Maybe there used to be a port here in the water. Maybe it's worth checking out there as well. I'm not sure.
I'll keep an eye out for it, and I'll kind of look around, but I'll mostly just stay close to him, make sure he doesn't do anything funny, and just make sure that he's doing what he said he'd be doing.
That's all he does.
All right.
Shouldn't have a problem.
Right.
Okay. All right.
As
those
we're walking back through the forest, jungle, I make idle talk with Sale. So, Sale, you wanted to come back here, right? I was meant to be dropping you off in the Dardanelles.
Yeah, I'm looking for my brother. We a couple of years ago now, we got separated here. I was lucky enough to escape unscathed, but he got himself captured, and my mom made me promise to go get him, and so that's why I'm here.
Captured by here.
I never met them. I only met one of them, and really got to know her. I think her name was crap. What was her name? Nina. I knew a pirate called Nina from these lands, but I never met them. Yeah, they were some pretty bad dudes. I woke up on my ship with a sword at my throat. The ship that I think I was first mate. It's been a long time, and the memory fades.
Not much of a first mate if you found yourself boarded with a sword to your throat before you opened your eyes.
Well, you know what? I trusted those guys. We played dice, and I got drunk, and they took advantage of us, stole it, killed most of our crew, took us for ransom, and took all of our goods, our cargo.
Sounds like pirates, all right.
Yeah, they're jerks. You'd know something about that, right, Captain?
Yeah, as a well-to-do captain sailing the high seas, I've run into my fair share of pirates. Dastardly folks, to be sure, to the last. They are resourceful, though.
What about you, Captain? What was your real motivation here? Because I don't think you... no, I've got the impression you weren't really planning to drop me off here.
Oh, no, there was a few of you. Most of the folks on the ship were going to Solemn, which is where I was headed. I was going to see if we could make a stop. These Dardanelles are a strange place, though. Between the pirates and whatever government's going on over here, it's not always safe to make port. But I was looking to start a new life. I was going to sell my ship, live a life of luxury in Solemn. I guess that's all gone to shit now.
Well, don't give up your dreams. I think I'm more creeped out by the fact that people here, when you ask them questions, they just kind of walk away. That makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, this whole place has always given me a weird vibe, so I never liked coming here. Not this place specifically, but this whole set of islands. Something to do with that weird storm in the middle, I say.
Yeah, well, maybe we can do something about that if we find ourselves staying here for a while. Figure out what's going on.
I say we stay as far away from that White Prince guy as possible.
But, we might have a lot of treasure and loot, and you seem like a man who wants to make his fortune in the world.
Yeah, I'm not a stupid man. I mean, I'm not sure we have much hope against someone like that. They say he speaks directly to a star. Some sort of all-powerful cleric. You see, back in Arcadia, we don't let clerics and wizards be in charge of towns or countries. Mighty stupid idea. People like that, well, I suppose you would know, get very far ahead of themselves.
Well, I'll tell you what. In the village I lived in, there was a guy who said he talked to the gods, and nobody put him on a throne. So,
Yeah, wise. Yeah. Anyone who sits there talking to gods, not right in the head.
yeah. So anyway, about this plan, I can hide your tracks when you you just got to tell me when you want me to do it. So whether
Well-
you're making your way out or make your way in, whichever way you want to do it, and what's your plan for actually, tackling this expedition?
Well, I think the journey back along it's going to be dark. Probably head along the beach. Tracks are probably going to be more easily seen in the sand than in the hard soil here. So perhaps save your tricks for them, unless you can do it multiple times. In which case, go ahead.
I think this is going to be a one shot. So maybe when you're going into the village, so there's only ever tracks leaving.
Yeah, maybe just before I go in, do your thing. Meet me by the beach. I'll go in. I'll get what we're looking for. I'll come back out. Hopefully your trick lasts long enough to cover our approach to and from the village.
Sounds good. I'm in.
Both of you roll me perception checks, and your luck needs to hold.
Oh no.
Yes. All right. So as you approach the village, as you were walking through the jungle, it's all pretty new to you. You'll hear a voice. One of the nearby children from the town has popped out and spotted you already. Seems to have been walking outside of the village, and it pops out and waves at you. Nick, you recognize this as the same one who you were talking to earlier, telling stories about your pants being laden down with gold. And you can see the child has filled his pants pockets with sand or rocks or something, because his pants are hanging low, dangling from the pockets. And the kid waves excitedly at you. Hey, you're back!
Shh, come over here. I beckon him towards me.
The kid races through the jungle to find you. Hey, you're back! You came back!
Hey. Yeah, we came back. We forgot something, actually. Do you think you could go into the village and get something for me?
What?
I need some flint and some tinder. Your mum might have some of that inside the house somewhere for making a fire.
Oh, yeah, we got a fire starting kit.
Think we could borrow it? I'll get you some of that gold I was talking about.
Mom says I'm not supposed to play with fire.
You won't be playing with it. I'll be playing with it.
Oh, okay.
Keep it on the
And
down low. The guards, remember, they're looking for me.
The guards are looking for you? Why are
Yeah,
the
they
guards
want my
looking for
gold.
you? Your gold?
They want my gold, yeah.
Well, you should give it to them.
I will, but I need to find it first. I lost it in the shipwreck.
Maybe they can help you find it. The clerics are really wise. They know a lot of things.
No. If I don't have it when they find me, I'm done for.
But we're not supposed to keep secrets from the clerics.
It's a surprise. We're going to surprise the clerics with gold, but if they find us first, we won't have the gold, and there'll be no surprise for them.
Yeah, it's
You want the clerics to be happy, don't you?
Give me a charisma check there, Sale. A child might believe that lie. Maybe. No.
It's not. You don't have to lie. It's just for now. Just keep quiet about it until a few days pass. Give me a chance to find the gold.
All right. I will let you make a second charisma check, but at disadvantage because PotatoMcWhiskey already made his first one. And oh, no, it's not working. The kid seems a little bit like, I don't want to lie to the clerics. We're supposed to tell them the truth all the time.
All right. Well, can you do me a favor?
Maybe.
Just wait here. I'll go and speak for myself. Now,
Oh, okay, yeah.
you wait here, though.
Okay.
I give a sail a nod and say, all right, now.
All right. I asked the kid to turn around and face the other way and close his eyes and ears because I'm gonna. Because I need to pee, but I'm actually just gonna like.
Oh, yeah, whatever. The kid turns around.
And then I very quickly, I surreptitiously kind of like whisper my god's name and touch the captain's and cast Pass Without Trace on him.
Okay. Captain, you will leave no tracks that are followable by non-magical means. And into town you go. And sure enough, when you get into the edge of town, you can see that the cleric seems to have brought some of his soldiers here.
How many are we talking about?
Well, you see 2 people standing guard in the middle of the village, but you can also see one person, one cleric headed into a house. And you can see a bunch of villagers gathered outside, some of them with like extra belongings and extra clothes. And you can tell immediately what has happened. These soldiers have quartered themselves in people's houses. This is a right that many soldiers and most of the world have. You can just show up and kick people out of their house in order for the state to take it for that night. It's a, kind of a shitty but common thing. And some people are willing to just like put the soldiers up. Other people will like leave their house and protest. But then you leave your house and protest, and the soldiers might steal shit. Who knows what? So
how big is this village, though? Does it feel like
100 adults, 300 people total, including children?
So there's
and
no way
elderly.
there's that many soldiers here.
No.
So
Definitely not.
Okay. Can I? Okay, because I can't see the map or anything now. How easily can I get to a house without being seen?
Pretty easily.
Or do I have to explain?
Like if you don't care about which house it is, you can get to the back wall of a house without being seen relatively easily. Just like don't roll a 1 on a dex check.
All right, well.
Nice. Yeah.
You
make your way.
How close am I to Gran's house?
Her house is closer towards the center, so you're maybe 4 houses from it.
To get there, how hard would the dex check be then?
The sun is going down. The shadows are pretty ubiquitous at this point, so you can't really hide in shadow anywhere since it's all shadow. I've
got about 10 minutes before the sun sets. No?
Got a few minutes. I mean, when we say before the sun sets, like the sun is actively at the horizon, and it's just that last little bit that has to go down. So,
no, it's always brightest before the sunset.
I don't think that's a phrase. Sell me on something, Nick.
Well, maybe the lanterns of the guards that they've lit now that the sun is setting are casting shadows around the edges of the houses.
The lanterns and bonfires are casting sufficient shadows for you to hide in shadows? Sure. You've sold me. Do it. Go ahead. Make yourself a hide in shadows check.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on. Let me look at my hide in shadows ability. 35%. It's not great.
Actually, I should be making this in secret because you always think you're hiding in shadows.
I'm not doing it yet because right now I'm risking my life so I can cook a potato. That's not a fantastic deal.
When you put it that way, Nick.
So I think, my intelligence gets the better of me, and perhaps I won't risk it. I guess I just turn around and come back. I can't risk getting seen by the guards here just to make a fire. It's not worth it.
Well, is there anything else useful that you need in town right now? Do you need anything from the people here? Do you need any information from the soldiers that are here?
There's probably loads of things I could get, but the only person I would trust to speak to is Gran. And to get to her, you're saying I have to roll a hide and shadows check, right?
Not necessarily. If you just wanted to hop from house to house to get to them, a hide and shadows check would secure would secure it for realsies, no problems. Without a hide and shadows check, you would need to.
How well constructed are these houses? Can I look through the slits in the the wood and see if there's anyone home here.
Yeah, the houses are mostly bamboo walls, like
Yeah.
that are roped together, so you can find some where there's just enough space that you can look between, and some of them have windows with like bamboo shutters over them. You might be able to like lift a shutter and peer in a house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I will, looking at only the outside houses, maybe look for one that's empty.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find one, I might try and sneak inside.
Well, you get to the outside house that you're at right now. You can peer in through one of these windows and see a family of 8 in here. It seems like they've already eaten food. The kids are in bed. The grandparents are in bed. It's just the adults left. And you can hear them talking about the White Prince's men who are here and being quartered in the village, and how frustrating it is that they just show up and put themselves in your house for the night without permission or asking even.
Kill him.
It's not worth it. I go to the next house, Neil. I look for one that is empty. I just get the easily accessible houses without risking.
None of the
being seen
houses
to
are
look
going
around.
to be empty. All the houses are occupied at this hour of the night.
You know, I'm not doing it. I turn back around. I go back to where Sale and the kid is.
Sure. You find Sale, you find the kid.
Couldn't find one.
Um,
I just move away from the kid with putting an arm around Sale to like get out of earshot of the kid and say, "Cleric's in there with dozens of guards. Place is crawling with them. It's not worth it."
yeah,
So we-
you're probably right. So what do we do about the kid? He doesn't seem to be buying our, our whole "be quiet, don't tell people" thing. So if they know we're
Evil
around
campaign.
here, I mean, like, we
Session
don't
one,
have to kill him.
baby.
We don't have
Bring
to
him
kill
with
him.
us. To drop him back off tomorrow on the way back.
It's probably the best way to not get this village to hate us.
I turn back around, crouch down next to the kid. Hey, kid,
Yeah.
you want to help us find my gold?
Yeah.
All right, come on then. We're going on an adventure along the beach. Stay close
Where to?
to the old butte.
Oh, that's pretty far. I should tell Mom. She doesn't like
Shake
me
my
to
head.
wander off too far at night.
It's a secret. Now we're going there.
Give me a charisma check to persuade the kid. Stories of treasure,
Alright.
gold, hidden.
You gonna give him a plus?
Don't need it.
Nah, he doesn't
Don't
need
need
it.
it.
He doesn't need it. Yeah, the kid's on board. He takes one last longing look at the town. He goes, "Okay, let's go."
All right. I hope this kid doesn't die. We divert back to the beach, hopefully with the spell still in effect.
It's probably worn out by now, but your tracks into the village wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe we move a little bit deeper into the forest in the last few moments of daylight before heading out perpendicularly, towards the beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way to the beach, follow along as best as you can, heading back towards the rest of the party, who, once the sun set, what did the two of you guys do?
Guess we made camp.
Yeah,
Probably
we're just,
near the. Probably near the beach.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Then the other people will find you near the beach then as they come along the beach towards the butte, and the party can meet up in full.
We make it safe and sound.
Yeah. There's no guards coming
Plus-
after you. It's late. They're stopped in the town for the night.
Plus one
Uh,
extra follower.
Yeah, plus a kid.
Yeah. You have a child now.
All right,
the
this
child?
is it, kid. You remember him? I was telling him stories back when we were at Grant's house.
Well, why is he here?
That's
I'm
long
like,
story,
he's
Miller.
here to help us find the treasure, and I'm like trying to signal
Yeah.
to like,
Okay.
You ever hang around here, kid?
Yeah, all the time.
Well, in the morning, we're looking for some strange markings on these rocks. You ever come across anything like that?
Mm-mm.
No?
do you ever
No.
hear the adults talking about it?
Strange markings on the rocks? No?
Mm-hmm.
I got something else. Have you ever been out here and, watched the tide go in and out? Have you ever seen any wood or any old structures in the ocean? Have you seen anything in the ocean that looked off or odd?
Well, sometimes there's the lights in the sea.
What are those?
They won't tell me. I asked Mom about it, and I asked Dad about it, and I asked Gran about it, and they all told me they'd tell me when I'm older.
Where were they at? Can you point I guess, to where you saw it?
Over
Maybe
by
in the morning,
town.
Lauren.
Over by town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe let's talk about this in the morning.
Yeah, it's late.
You guys find anywhere to make camp?
It's
Wait,
right
where's the
here.
treasure? Where's the treasure?
You gotta find it in the morning.
We're gonna sleep outside?
Welcome to being a pirate, son.
What camp?
Do you want to pick a pirate name?
We're pirates?
Just make believe tonight.
You guys are bad guys?
No.
No.
We're just pretending. It's an adventure. We're pretending to be pirates.
Why would you want to be the bad guys?
I clutch my spell book.
Bad guys get all the cool stuff.
But the bad guys, they get taken and they disappear.
The bad guys also kill people who don't obey.
No,
Look at
no,
him
come on.
sternly.
No need for that.
Nilrum, calm down, man. He's
Don't
just
do
a
that.
kid.
Look, listen, kid. You see, I told you the gods were looking for us. You see, we were playing make believe. You know, we were running around pretending to be pirates, and the gods saw us and they think that we're actually pirates, and now they want to kill us. They want to take us away.
My kid has been told so many lies today. He's trying to remember all the things he's been informed of. He's like, wait, so you're pirates, but you're not pirates, but the cleric thinks you're pirates.
That's right. Exactly that.
Yeah.
And you need to find the money to give to them before they find it. Otherwise, you can't surprise them?
Yes. Otherwise, they'll think that we've stolen it.
I'm going to give the kid an intelligence check here.
He's about to get mad.
There's a lot of lies have been said today. But the kid rolls a 4 on his intelligence check and just, this must be the things the adults know that it's just beyond him. I'm going to take them at their word. Okay. And you guys get to settle down for your rest. But after maybe like an hour and a half, the kid starts to get like a little nervous and afraid and says he's going to try and find his way home.
Who does he say that to?
Whoever's on watch first.
Oh, that
That
was
would
me.
be John Williams.
Yeah, kid, you don't want to do that. It's dangerous out there. Just wait till sunup. Trust me, you're safe here.
Oh no, I think Mom's going to get mad I didn't come home. She's going to be worried. She's going to look for me.
You think she's gonna look for you?
Well, yeah, wouldn't your mom look for you if you didn't come home? Doesn't your mom love you?
I ain't seen my mom in a while.
Well, I'm sure she's looking for you right now.
Yeah, I don't know about that, kid.
He
Well,
gets
you
up to
know.
go.
No, kid. I grab him by the arm. Sit back down. What are you doing? You're gonna get yourself killed. Stay here.
All right.
I'm not fucking with you. Stay here.
All right. The kid stays put, tries to find a warm spot to sleep, ends up shivering his way through the whole night.
I try and keep him warm.
Whoa, tell him when to get to Nilrum's watch.
Nilrum, did you have something you wanted to do on your watch?
Did the kid talk to me at all, or is he asleep?
He's semi-asleep.
Okay, well, if he speaks to me, we'll have a conversation. If not, then I let him alone.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You guys are not accosted by monsters or anything in the course of the night. The kid stays through the whole time, and the sun rises the next day.
Feels good to see the sun again, eh, kid? You sleep all right?
No, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I want to go home. This sucks.
So you wants to help us look for the treasure.
This sucks.
You suck.
You suck.
You suck more, kid.
Archie's gonna get angry. Did you just say that my captain sucks?
Yeah, he sucks.
He's gonna like walk towards him menacingly.
It's about to end this whole kid's whole career. One slap, boom.
The kid looks tired, cranky, confused, lost, lonely, wanting his parents.
Okay. All right, Neil, you made your point. Okay.
Yeah, my point is made.
Keep looking, guys. I'm going to take this kid back.
You can't just take him back. Right now, he knows where we are. He's going to tell him. There's probably already a manhunt going on in the forest for him. We need to get out of here or find what we're looking for as soon as possible.
All right, well, get looking then. I'll keep an eye on him.
Okay. I use a magic missile on a seagull or a bird, something I can see in the morning. And then I'm going to relearn to detect magic.
Okay. So detect magic has a duration of, what is it, 1 round per level?
2 rounds per level.
Okay.
2
So at best, we said there were 8 points scattered around this thing with a diameter of 1,000 feet, which means a circumference of 3,000 feet. So at best, you're going to be able to search one of these 8 locations.
10-foot path, 60-foot long.
Yeah.
Let me read the note again, see if there's anything I'm missing. I'll consult my intelligence, I guess. And if you give me a spellcraft or another arcanology check on the wand to see if I can figure it fucking out. If not, then...
Yeah, you're a little bit more rested and refreshed, and your mind's about you. You've been fed and watered. Give me a second arcanology check. This will be the last one.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. 27.
You look over the wand, and you will notice that underneath the wrapping around the handle are some carvings written in the language of magic.
I can read them, yeah?
If you cast a read magic spell, you can read the writing.
Can I swap from detect magic to read magic in the morning?
I guess this might be before you learn detect magic. Yeah, certainly. You can read that and you can learn that instead.
I'll assume that this is probably more important, so I'll swap to read magic.
Yes.
And I'll test it out away from the party.
You can learn the command word, which is written on the haft of the wand underneath the binding. And with it, you can channel the wand to cast its effect.
I will channel the wand and cast its effect.
Well, the wand itself will emanate magic, letting you know that this is indeed a wand of detect magic, just like you had assumed it was or guessed it was. Well done.
Very nice. And I will go around and see if I can find the spot.
Now, wands have a limited number of charges, and once used, the
have
wands
hundreds of charges,
crumble to dust. Yeah, usually like a d20 plus 80 charges when it's found at full capacity. But if this is a wand that's been used by other people, it might have fewer charges. Are you at all concerned about burning through all the charges of this wand that you just picked up? Or are you more
honestly,
like willy-nilly?
I'm not concerned at all.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the 8 spots and check them out.
Great.
This is the only way I feel like we can find it. So if the wand burns out, then it wasn't meant to be.
Okay, well then, I'm going to start making some rolls, and we will see whether you find this spot, or whether a search party comes for the child, or whether other people come for you.
Yes.
Rolling intensifies.
Okay, and then for Prince. So you find the very first place that you check, you will dab the wand in the direction of this old collapsed section, and sure enough, a rune will appear on the side of the cliff that you're facing. But literally at the exact same time, because they rolled a natural 20 on their finding you check, it is when that happens that a group of soldiers breaks through some of the jungle, and you can hear shouts of, "There they are! just as you seem to have found the thing. The children, the search party for the child is nowhere to be found. They're nowhere nearby. But the White Prince's men have found you.
Wait, who's nowhere near to buy? I'm
Oh,
keeping
like,
an eye on the kids.
yeah, you expect the kid's mom to be like looking for him at least.
But this
the
is the
kids,
White Prince's men.
yeah, but this is a group of 2 soldiers, a pair of them, stepping through some of the jungle towards the butte, calling out, "There they are! I see them over here!" And then like turn back to face the jungle and start shouting into the jungle, "Over this way! Over
Who have
this
they spotted?
way!" The lot of you, the general party. Some of you are probably out of view, but someone in the party's been spotted, and you guys hear the shouting.
Yeah.
I try and scoot off into a. Okay, yeah. If we don't have a round to active, we're going straight to initiative, but I'm going to try and hide.
Yeah. We should do initiative rolls.
Here's a question for you, Neil, right? I'm
Sir?
using a dagger. Now,
Yes.
if I attack with the dagger, my initiative is 2. But I can
Yes.
still move with that initiative, right? So how do we want to handle this? Because I think it's going to come up.
This is one of these
Like-
weird, complicated things. I think the best way to do it is just to say dagger is initiative 3, because it doesn't make sense that you walk at 3 but you dagger at 2, right?
Wait a minute. This was the least optimal outcome of this, this negotiation.
But it doesn't make sense otherwise. You can't be like, it's not Counter-Strike, right? You don't run faster with a dagger in your hand than if you didn't have a dagger in your hand.
How about if all you're doing is a fighting, you can roll 2, but anything else you roll 3. If you're moving and attacking, you roll 3.
Sure,
So, but if I'm locked in combat with someone, I can roll 2.
that's fine.
Okay.
What do I do to try and find the scrolls? I know where they are. They're right here, underneath the sigil, I assume.
What do you want to do to try and find them?
I guess I'm gonna use my detect magic wand, so it's a wand thing.
But you already
Right?
detected magic
Well,
in this
I'm
area.
just gonna, I guess, dig for it since it's buried. So,
Okay, so you want to spend your round digging in
Digging.
the earth here.
yeah.
Okay.
You want +3?
No, I mean, it's an all-round action to dig.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. What about our other party members? What about Sail and Archie?
I know we never said it. I kind of got glossed over when we were leaving the village, but I assume I picked up my spear and shield when we were leaving.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Is Captain Winters anywhere near me?
Yes.
I assume that they would be following the wizard with the detect magic wand.
I
to
think
find
you're all
things.
staying within like 50 feet of each other so you don't get lost in the
Yeah.
jungle.
So I'm gonna say to them, take the kid hostage. I know where the scrolls are. He can be used as leverage.
You think they'll care?
Look over to my
All right.
captain.
All right. I grab the kid, Neil.
Okay. You grab the kid.
Archie, if you can, helping me dig would probably be the best thing. We'll get the reveal scroll and we'll get inside. Or Sail could help. Someone needs to help.
I got the most strength and dex, right? I'll do it.
So Archie is going to help dig.
Yes.
Captain John Winters is going to take the child hostage. Nilrim is going to dig.
Dig as well.
Sail.
I'm gonna act haughty. I'm gonna be like, there, who is? Who do you think you are? And kind of like try to charisma my way out of this.
All
As
right.
one person has the
Kid
kid
hostage.
knife to his throat. Really?
Maybe I
Okay.
should have announced that first.
All right, I whisper in the kid's ear. It's just make believe. We're just pretending to be pirates. Look scared.
That is not difficult for the child who is already extremely unhappy and already feels like a prisoner in his own regard.
What do I roll?
I mean,
You're
he
just
is
trying
basically a
to-
prisoner.
You're trying to talk these people down, right? So D10 plus 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to distract them basically.
8 for you. Okay, you go first. What would you like to say, Sail?
I'm like, who do you think you are, accosting a cleric of a stare? We're on a highly specialized secret mission. And I like haughtily say, like, who do you think you are? We're here trying to find this laboratory that you imbeciles have been searching for months and haven't been able to find.
Slowly lower the knife.
hard sell, right? For this to be true,
Very.
they would have to have been on this island for months and had no idea that you were here whatsoever, and you're just like some random cleric of Astaire who has shown up with a bunch of other random, mostly naked people that have no like equipment, who have a kid hostage. Like this is a stretch. I'm gonna need you to give me a charisma check at like -8 on this one.
I'm not really trying to convince them. I'm kind of just make them go, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, just I'm basically lying quick fire to distract them and buy time for them to dig.
Sure. Give me a charisma check at -8 though. Let's just see how this plays out. -8 is a 20, which is one shy of them actually believing you, but that means they are right on that like, wait a minute, what? Excuse me?
I assume the real cleric isn't there, so they would kind of like, we need to like talk to the authority.
Right, so they pause, like they had their spears and shields out, they were coming for, and then they stop, and they look at each other, and you can almost you can like see the lips moving, and you can imagine in your head, it's like, was there another cleric showing up? He doesn't look like a cleric of Astaire. Maybe he's a secret cleric? No, there's no secret cleric. Well, wait, but what about the other guy? Didn't these guys just murder 2 guards back at the base a little while? I think those are the same guys, right? Doesn't he looks like the guy with the hat? They said he had a hat. I think these are there's that like conversation happening as the guards will delay their turns and wait in confusion. Captain John Winters, are you holding a dagger to a child's throat?
Not a dagger, but I am holding the kid. I also delay my turn until the guards begin to advance.
Okay, so they will just kind of wait that round in discussion and trying to sort out what's going on. Meanwhile, back over at the Butte, Nilrim and Archie. What do you guys have for digging tools? You don't have a shovel on you.
I got my big ass hands.
Archie's probably the one digging. Nilrim is telling him exactly where to dig. So he's
Dig
hoping.
faster, peasant.
Yeah. Because I don't think Nilrim's going to be too helpful digging, but he knows exactly where to tell him to dig. And Archie is a brawler, so he's used to using his hands.
Yep.
He
also
is
used to
buff.
following commands.
Yeah,
but he
he's
does
huge.
like his he's a devout servant. He will do this, but he will fucking hate you while doing this, especially because you're just standing there, which is something that he hated back on the ship. People were doing. So he is digging, but he's doing so very angrily.
All right, Archie,
Help him out.
give me a strength check, Archie. How far can you dig in a single round?
All right, hold on.
If
Soil's
Nilrim
not
can
great
assist
here.
at all, he will. Like if there's enough room to like for him to get
No,
down
you
there.
just get in the way. It's only practical for one person to dig at a time.
True.
It's not a terrible strength check.
Pass.
It's a pass. So you manage to break through this top layer of difficult earth and dig down in. You can find roots and grasses and whatnot, but like, without a shovel or a spade or some sort of flat instrument to really get a lot of earth out, you're digging at a slower rate than you would like. By the end of the round, you have not found any chests, any boxes, any scrolls, anything worth of note. We will have to move into the next round to see what happens. The 2 guards seem to have figured out what the fuck is going on, or at least figured out what they want to do. So they will roll for initiative next round. Sol, Sail, and John,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I'm gonna hold my wand menacingly towards them. I think that would provoke a reaction from someone. A wizard,
Okay.
obviously, holding their wand menacingly.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't be an action, right? Just a
Yeah,
full
that's
round
just
thing.
holding it there. Yeah, cool. Sail and...
Is it a +3 to speak or no?
Yeah. No, just speaking
see.
is 0. That's fine. Probably should have had PotatoMcWhiskey
Oh,
roll
boy.
at +0 last time. Yeah. Sounds like you're going to be speaking up first, unless Sail, what are you doing this round?
I'm probably just going to reserve my action to see what's going to happen, so I'm happy to go last. Is that
Okay.
an option?
Yeah,
I
you
think?
can just delay as long as it's not anything that would need an initiative roll. So, Nilrim, you are waving your wand at them, and you say what?
Nilrim pulls out his wand, holds it to them, and says, "I will cast Fireball with this wand on you. Do not take another step forward."
Immediately, one of them replies, "That's the detect magic wand you stole from our camp. We know who you are, pirate."
Are you sure you want to take that risk? Take another step. Find out.
I again delay my action until they start to move forward.
You want a charisma check? Or you good?
They made an intelligence check. They seem undeterred by your threats of wanding. It seems like they have been briefed on exactly what has been taken and where to find it, or something like that.
Respect it.
Yeah. All right. Sail, you said you were also delaying until the end?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just like,
Great.
sitting and waiting to react.
2 guards approach you guys with spears. One of
Okay,
them
right,
coming for
as soon
John
as-
Winters, one of them coming for Sail.
As soon as they start to move, I put the knife to the kid's throat and say, "Don't take any more steps forward or I'll cut his throat. Stay back."
All right, Nick, is this the truth or is this a lie? Are you actually prepared to murder this child?
Better be. But that's not my captain.
I am prepared to let the kid die. I'm not just going to cut his throat because it gives up the leverage.
Okay.
Without threatening it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me a charisma check for how much you can threaten something you're not truly intent on doing. That's pretty good. Here come their counter wisdoms. That's a 21 is a fail, and a 19 plus 10 is a 29. So one of them pauses and stops, not wanting to threaten the kid. The other either doesn't give a shit about the kid's life or doesn't think you're actually going to murder a child, and will take a few steps forward and throw his spear at... Why don't you and Sail roll me a d20, each of you? Whoever rolls lower, he throws his spear at.
Well, that's
Sail.
not good. Could've-
He hurls his short spear at you.
You've got a shield though.
You do.
Hey,
The guard rolls a total of 17, though, so I don't think your shield will help enough in this situation. The short thrusting spear will impact you for maximum 6 damage, because these are short d6 thrusting spears. It lands right in your thigh and sticks all the way out and causes immense pain as blood starts to roll down your leg. Did you have some?
Spears on his back?
Nope, he threw his one weapon. He's content with that action.
Can you healing proficiency yourself?
Yes.
John
Winters, do you respond by slitting this child's throat?
Are they actually down like a little bit of a cliff here?
No, this is not the right terrain for us. I didn't know
Was
where you
not
guys would be, so
expecting to
there's not a butte.
Throw his spear.
Yeah.
Does he have more weapons?
Nope, that's
No.
it.
No, I
Finish
keep all
him.
the kids.
All right, the other guard.
In
Is
fact, I'll
pausing.
take a step in front of Sail.
Okay. So you drag the
appreciate
kid
it.
and you in front of Sail. The other guard is hesitating. The guard with the shield already took his action. We'll go to the digger of the party. Give me another strength check, Archie.
Coming right up.
But did that guy just delay his turn? He didn't do anything.
Yeah, you threatened him enough to cause him to delay.
Christ.
Archie, your nail on your middle finger catches on a rock and just bends all the way backward and rips off.
I see.
Yeah. You lose the
gnarly.
round in pain and frustration as your hand bleeds. And you know if you try and keep digging with that hand, it's just like soft, exposed flesh digging in the earth with nothing. It's bad. It looks like your digging might have to come to a stop here.
All right, well, Archie, we could use you for the next round anyway. Why didn't Sail? Sail, go help Archie dig. Archie, get over here.
I've got a leg situation. So I think it's my action, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you were just kind of waiting. You gonna try and heal yourself?
I'm going to use my anatomy and first aid skill while I hit stuff to try and figure out what's the best way to deal with the fact that there's a spear jammed in my thigh. Try to
Yeah.
heal myself.
Okay, well, make me that healing check again. That is a success, almost a critical success. So you can limp your way back off the front lines for a moment, yank the spear from your leg carefully, and do your best to patch yourself up. Roll me a d3 for hit points. 1. It's a bad wound. Difficult to patch.
Can I grab the spear sail off you?
I'll toss the bloody spear to Captain Winters.
Grab it, still holding on to the kid if I can.
I guess if you want to literally toss it to him, Captain Winters, give me a dex check to catch it. No problem.
Yeah.
All right. Initiative order. Actions.
Spear is 6, right?
Yes, sir. So the 2 guards look like they're going to be coming after you, although the guard that threw his spear doesn't have a spear, so he's rolling actually with this.
What is the spellcasting initiative?
It will say
Depends
on
on the
your
spell.
There's a casting time. CT is casting time for you. So Bless it takes a full round to cast. Basically, it goes off at the end of the round.
Whole round.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't cast Bless during battle.
Melee combat has not engaged yet, actually.
With the spear being tossed,
That is missile combat, my friend.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
by the
Bless
time the
would
spell
be-
goes off, they will probably be engaged with Captain Winters. But that would mean the other 3 of you could still get blessed, just not Winters.
You don't know what I'm doing.
I don't see it says it can't be used in combat here. Is that just a general rule of Bless?
No.
It does say it somewhere. I
It
think.
says it somewhere.
Somewhere.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be casting Bless. So I guess I just go last again, yeah?
Yeah.
It's the second sentence. A blessing, however, affects only those not already engaged in melee combat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
then
So
with
you're
that knowledge, I'm going to change my action and instead do Entangle.
Oh. Perfect.
That'll do.
Neil, can you move the guards away, please? They're not there yet.
Yes, they're not there yet. Good call. So, Sail is casting Entangle.
Nilrim's digging.
Nilrim is going to be the one who digs now. Okay. And what about you, Archie? You can't dig anymore.
Yep. Well, I got called over by my captain to fight, so that's what I'm gonna go do.
All right. Did you roll
This D10
initiative?
for you again.
Yes, sir. 11.
All right.
Excellent.
All right. That's probably pretty good.
I just rolled a d10 for digging.
Yeah, because the digging happens at the end of the round, so that's all cool. John Winters, you are first. You've got a spear
I have a spear. So,
and a child.
I'm gonna shove the kid towards the first guard, and hopefully he drops his guard for a moment to grab the kid or something, and then I'm gonna throw the spear on him.
Right? You shove the kid and hurl the spear. Roll me an attack roll with the spear. The guard doesn't give a shit about the kid.
All right, so clearly I don't have spear proficiency, so that gets me a -2, right?
Yes.
I get a +2 from my range, so dex.
Excellent.
So it's just a d20 +1. Oh shit!
Whoosh.
Okay.
Over the
throw it.
soldier's head.
Did it hit the kid with that low of a roll?
Stop trying to kill the kid, Muton.
If you can roll me a 1 or a 2 on a d8, Mr. Mooten, then I'll have him make an attack roll against the kid, because that is a terrible roll. Okay.
Good.
Woo. Sail. This round you were casting Entangle, and your
Yes.
spell goes off at this point. You entangle the 2 guards, I'm assuming, not the rest of the party?
Yes.
What a great spell. Good job.
The vines, grasses, leaves, even the branches themselves of the jungle bend to reach these people within the range of your spell. They must make saving throws in order to remove themselves from the area at all. The first guard rolls a natural 1. In fact, ends up getting pulled against a tree by the branches come, grab him, and just yank him. So his back is stuck to a tree, and he is totally held. The second guard rolls a 6 and is just locked in place. So the one who already threw his spear is the one against the tree, and the one who still has a spear The grasses and bushes will grab his ankles and knees and thighs, but from the waist above, he's still able to move, still has a shield and a spear.
Does the
I
kid
believe
pass
the
his
kid
save?
needs to save, yeah.
The child rolls a 1. The child was flat on his face when the entangle spell went off, and now he's being pulled into the earth, screaming bloody murder for help. Please, oh my god, the earth is eating me!
It's just pretend.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, buddy. All right.
Wait. As the entangled spell goes off, I like spin wide eyes to look back at Say, like, what the hell? And I guess like turn back to face the guards, but I am shocked by this amazing feat of magic.
Yeah. The guard with the 10 is the guard with the spear. So, entangled in the ground, what is a guard to do other than hold his ground, hide behind a shield, point the spear in your direction, and threaten your life? Archie, you make it back up to the captain, only to find 2 of the guards and 1 of the children locked by the very earth and grass and plants themselves.
Archie, I know I called you over here, but I think Sale's got it covered. How long does this last for?
I don't think you've got only like a few seconds before this runs out.
No.
Basically 1 round.
Really?
Yeah, it's...
Entangle lasts ages, I thought, but I don't
One
want
turn.
to game too much. Oh, it's
And
a turn is 10 rounds, so it's 10
Ah.
minutes.
Oh. Okay. So they'll be stuck there for like a minute. Yeah.
10 minutes,
No,
yeah.
a turn is a minute and a round is a minute and 2.
Oh,
Not
okay.
3 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Lots
a turn
of
is 10
time.
minutes.
Okay, so we've got 10 minutes.
I'm gonna dig.
You dig, Archie?
How deep are they in the entangle? Could Archie go and wrestle their spear from them? Or did my
can't
miss go far
enter.
enough that I could go round the entangle and pick up the spear?
No, I think when you cast Entangle, you usually center it on people. So I bet there's maybe at least 10 feet between them and any given edge. Unless you can do something with 10 feet.
No, I don't think so. I look at Archie and shrug.
Here's my strength
don't have
check
any-
for the round.
Give it, Mr. Mooton. Ugh.
No.
This is not
Can
your forte.
Archie come back over and dig for the next 2 minutes, or no? Is he out?
I can-
Archie is just like, his dominant hand is ruined. Are you ambidextrous? You're not ambidextrous, are you?
Can we? I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Can we use Sale's
knife?
shield to dig?
Oh, the shield.
No,
Probably
it's
better to
a wicker shield. It is not useful for digging.
I can use my knife though. And I
Yes,
could
a
probably
knife
give the
will
knife
help.
to Archie, and then Archie can do it without damaging his hand, right?
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Give the knife to Archie. Archie, you can make me a strength check again. The knife won't give you any bonuses to it because, as useful as it is, it's also got like, it's what's the bending? It's not tensile strength. It's something strength is not great on that. It could snap easily, but a
Once
30
I-
is a really good roll.
I thought something to do with my action though. While they're digging, I will just pick up stones and start throwing them at the guards. I mean, the
You already,
stones here,
you,
we're on a
yeah,
rock,
sure,
right?
sure. But you already threw your spear this round, right?
Yeah, next round, that's fine.
Yeah, next round. Perfect. All right, so Archie goes back to digging. 30, and the other successful strength check you had rolled was a 20 something. What was it? 20.
Oh, it was.
No, it was a 23, right? 23.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. So 23 and 30 brings us to 53. So at the end of this round, you will still not have found anything in here. But also at the end of this round, you can hear the crashing through the jungle of other soldiers approaching. These two are not alone. Let me give them a perception check to see if they found you this round. No, but you can hear them. They're close. We're going to roll initiative, and on this round, they will get a check to see if they can find you by the end of the round as well. So the guards are chilling. One of them can't do shit. The other is defending. Is there anything? Nick, you're throwing rocks. Sail?
Well, if I hear more guards, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to like intimidate them verbally again.
Just come over and abuse the guards one more time. Love it. Mooten, what are you doing?
Nilrim is gonna be down there attempting to help Archie. You know, just make a show of it.
Okay. Get in the ditches with him, maybe move some dirt around, adding 1% to the usefulness of him, but still getting involved.
You can't do anything else, so.
Okay. Winters?
Yeah, all right. I fill my pockets with stones and climb a tree.
All right, that'll
Nearby,
be your
yeah.
action. Excellent.
Like this tree or something.
Okay. So it sounds like only Sale is taking an action in initiative order. Sale, what do you want to do?
I basically say, listen here, you two fools. You have angered Astaire. That is why you're bound. Now, drop your weapons, or I'll make the earth swallow you whole by invoking his holy name.
I mean,
They don't think you're a cleric of Astaire, but you did just entangle them, and these threats, even if there are lies in them, aren't necessarily false. And so they will. Well, they can't go anywhere. They're stuck in place. But they don't throw spears at you. Yeah.
I want them to throw their weapons on the ground, basically. And spears.
All right. This calls for a morale check from the soldier. The guardian passes his morale check with flying colors. Flying colors. I don't know who the hell you think you are, but we've got our sights set on you. And even if you defeat me, Cleric is coming for you. And you can't get off this island when we control the Port Authority. Give up now, and Astaire will have mercy on you.
I've seen what Astaire's mercy looks like. I'm good, thanks, but you've just sealed your own death warrant.
Okay.
to be rocked.
Where are you? Over here. Archie, give me another strength check.
Here we
The end of the
go.
round. Natural fucking 20.
Nice.
You
Finally.
dig like a madman until you find your kitchen knife like snaps off in something hard and wooden below the earth, and you can dig around the edges, and with Nilrim's help you can unearth an ancient box. The wood is rotted and decayed on it. I mean, it looks like there's got to have been some sort of like sealant on the top to keep it weathered and safe, but even with that, it's like falling apart. The iron bands that hold it together are deeply rusted, even though it's like sitting in this nice hard clay. The two of you can yank it out as the other guards pass their perception check with a natural 19 and burst onto the scene to survey the situation. The party has a treasure chest in hand. The guards have spotted you. The child is pinned to the ground. We'll find out what happens next week on Tides of Death.
Shit. Nice cliffhanger.
Very good.
Nice cliffhanger, Neil.
You're welcome. This has been our first full session of our game. We will be back next week with some more, as you can see. But before we close out, let's have a quick walk around with all of our players and hear a little bit about their characters and how they feel about this situation that's been going on. So just whatever thoughts you might have from your character's perspective, or if you want from a player's perspective. Let's just do clockwise from me. So Jan, Pokemon challenges. Archie.
So this has been getting like progressively worse for Archie as we've been here. He's been grabbed by a jaguar in the middle of the night. He's not on water, which is already stressful for him. He he needs those waves beneath him. So he's already in a bad mood going into this. He just chipped his nail digging while someone who he doesn't really know and doesn't really trust stood beside him, telling him to dig, not helping. He doesn't even know exactly why he was digging for this. And they're in danger. His captain is in danger. He's in danger, and he's not really sure where they're going and if he'll ever be out on sea again. So he's pretty stressed out and he's pretty pissed.
Yeah. E.G. Greenzerg / Captain John / Nick.
it's a pretty tough situation. John's kind of got himself wrapped. You know, really, we just needed to get off this island, and now we found ourselves on some sort of treasure hunt based on some piece of paper that the wizard stole. And now we're digging around the dirt. Although the sound of a treasure chest being pulled out of the dirt does have a tendency to fill his heart with hope and happiness. So, in this moment at least, there is the glimmer of hope, but I'm more concerned with how many guards are approaching us and whether or not, like, Nilrim seems to think that once he gets whatever's in that chest, we can hide away in some secret laboratory. So I'm hoping that that's the case. Otherwise, I don't know if I've got enough rocks to kill all these guards.
Potato McWhiskey / Sale / James.
Yeah.
What's the dealio?
Sale he's a little bit confused because like a lot has happened to him the last like 2-3 days. He's got some sort of pact going on, and he's trying to figure out how is he supposed to act in this sort of a situation. You know, he's really doing his best to try to convince people. You know, use his guile and charisma to sort of get himself out of sticky situations. But he's beginning to realize that maybe he's going to have to start fighting a lot more because he just got a spear in the leg, and he did not like it.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, MrMouton, Lucas, Nilrim. What's the
Nilrim
dealio?
feels kind of useless right now. There's not much he can do without spell components, and as a level 1 wizard, he doesn't have much that he can do. He doesn't even have a weapon to fight with. So Nilrim is kind of just at the beck and call of his allies here. He's trying to make himself useful in what way he can to get them inside and keep them safe. So that is his current goal.
How did you know that it was a wand to detect magic?
I assume they have a treasure chest, or they have like a treasure map. They're looking for something. The paper reads bring detection. So it would take 8 detect magic spells. So yeah, I just kind of deduced.
Just like really good piecing together of puzzles to figure out what it was going to be. All right.
Like 18 int. Yeah.
The 18 int in real person. How much int in character?
18 int in character as well.
Nice.
I like to match them.
Nice. Love it. Okay. All right. Well, we will be back in a week with some more Tides of Death, and we'll see what happens with our treasure hunt, what happens with these guards, what happens to the small unnamed child whose name is, of course, Little Jimmy. And we will be back soon. See you guys all next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. See you later.